boom, 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 doom, boom, doom, doom, doom. All right, looks like we're going live. Give me a second. Good, that's going live. Turn that on. Give me 1 second, y'all. I am just sending one message out. I wasn't expecting to go live today, but since I got work to do, I figured, why not? Why not? Don't take nothing to just make the screen and go live. Was not expecting to do any work today. But who am I kidding, right? Who am I kidding? I'm just fooling myself. Like, I ain't gonna work. I had a mandatory day off, and I still found ways to work. Not a good thing, but I'm lucky I have a very strong lady in my life that looks out for a brother and makes sure that I get some rest. What's up, everyone? Welcome to ToxicHustle. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. I hope everyone is well. I got a little bit of rest. I needed some rest. I've been running on all cylinders and taking care of my mom. I have not had a day off like in over a year and change. So like I got a day off, literally a day off, and just spent some time with the family. I needed it. Definitely needed it. We all did, because we'd all been running hard. So what I wanted to talk about today, I started noticing some news while I was away, and started digging into some information. And right now there are two major things that are getting ready to happen. There's two major flippenings getting ready to roll out. Not this cycle, is for one, which would be, of course, BTC and Ethereum, potentially how the market cap of Ethereum surpassing Bitcoin. And what that means, that's part of what I've been thinking about and kind of studying. And then as well as there's a lifestyle flip that's getting ready to happen. And I've been looking at the news, and some news showed up on my radar, and I've got some stuff saved away that I collected while I was up. And I just started seeing things, and I put some stuff to the side. So, really this talk is about adaptability in the transition that's happening. Like, we're going from analog world to digital world, where if you thought we were in a digital world now, you know this has just been a trial. Literally everything you think you know about what this digital world's about to be or is going to be, we don't even get it yet. We can't even grasp it yet, because this transition is deep. And I'm going to break some of it down because I've been stewing on it for a while. I have been stewing on it for a couple years, because I've been wrapping my head around it. I've been literally trying to wrap my head around how this world is going to transition into this. Are they going to have any businesses? How are we going to, like, looking at the news, studying everything, trying to see, well, what's my pivot point? Because just as a grown-ass man, right, I have my dreams for my business, my corporation, my friends being able to be financially sound and all that good stuff, the tribe being on sturdy foundations with an economy. These are just the things in my head. Now, to make them work, there's got to be some practicality, right? Even in my own life. Like, Why am I hedging so hard on crypto? Is it because I want to speculate on coins? Y'all hear what I talk about. I talk about coins, but I'm always talking about development. I'm always talking about business. I'm talking about transitions. I'm talking about economies. I'm talking about sub-economies within economies within economies. Because what I'm looking for is revenue. At the end of the day, I just got to see where money is moving. Doesn't matter how I feel about it. I just got to figure out where I peep game. Like, you got to think of it like this. Think of it like if you were, imagine in your head, for some reason, your family had to move every single 2 years. And every 2 years, something was going to change. And that change is going to financially determine whether or not you're going to earn money or not earn money. See, that's what's happening right now. And it's been happening, but we've been playing like the stupid game because we've been going into their learned buildings, colleges, trying to teach us something. But I want to put something to y'all, and I want y'all to understand why even college is a hustle, right? Think about it this way. Do you know how long it takes to print a book? Do you know how long it takes to get to publishing? Do you know how long it takes for a group of people to have a consensus of what should be in the book before it was printed? Okay, then how long did it take for all of that to happen before it hit your desk for you to do those studies? Now, that's why I punted college. Like, I was in high school, high school was already a dummy mission for me because everybody told me college, the reason why you go to college is to make money or to learn to make money to get a job. And I was like, well, why do you, well, the reason to get a job is to make money, right? And they're like, yeah, well, if I've already learned how to make money, what does it matter? That's the game they don't really want you to get. And I'm kind of glad they think that we're that dumb, that we can't see the hustle. See, we call the company ToxicHustle for a reason. And I don't talk about it because I kind of just leave it at face value for people to kind of make their own determinations of it. But we figured it out like this. This world is completely toxic. And the only thing we wanted to be able to do was to figure out how to hustle through the shit. Toxic hustle. That's it. And we saw the soup, like the music industry. Y'all know how dirty that shit is. Like, that shit is goofy ugly. And I'm an artist, right? I'm an artist. I'm a young dude. And I'm like, this is like in the 90s. So we're thinking TLC, Creep, all that stuff. Like, Tupac. He was just, Brenda's Got a Baby had just dropped. Like, I'm in the military. I'm young. I just, was on my own, getting my own money, not having to report to anything but my job at the time, which is the military, which I had lived with somebody, like my father was in the Navy, so I'd lived with somebody in the military, so I was like, well, at least I ain't getting punched in the head, right? So if you are on your own, your whole world's view changes, right? So imagine, again, you're going neighborhood to neighborhood and neighborhood, and every time you have to go someplace, like in the military, shifting from one duty station to another, I had to go to a new neighborhood, like being with my father, moving from Virginia, moving to another place, moving to another place. Like, you're moving around, and you have to learn the economy. Because every school I went to, I had to figure out my economy again, because I had already learned my economy. I should be able to sell something. I will have to wait until I get to school to see what that thing is. I don't know what the candy for the area is going to be when I get there. Because in school, I was selling candy. Because my family being Caribbean, anything we wanted, anything I wanted, like people say, oh, you're an only kid and you must be spoiled. I was like, no, my mother's Caribbean. Whoa, you want Nikes? Nikes. What's that stupidness? How much it costs? $50 for a shoe. I'm not giving you no damn Nikes. That's stupid. Get a job. Pay for your own Nikes. But of course, I can't get a job because I've got to go to school. That's my job. Right now, school is your job. You don't have no distractions. Right? So that's what you got to do. So, but I figured out, well, I could sell candy. The only thing you need to do is go to school, get a bag, go to the supermarket, grab a bag of candy, stick it in my bag, and I could sell it. But the problem is, you never know whose turf you're on. So what I always ended up having to do was look like the homely little kid. You know, like how I had to dress any damn way. Even though I had better shoes and better clothes, I just always dressed down. And then what I would do is I'd make sure to find out who was the big candy seller in the school. I'd, buy from them directly. Like, I know who they are, and I know they've got candy, and I know they had the most expensive ones, the better stuff that they keep for themselves. And I'd just say, yo, I know you got the better stuff, so I'd like to get it from you. And then I'd be like, yo, can I sell for you? So he'd give me a stash, and then I'd, do that. And then what I'd end up doing is I'd break him off a little extra and be like, here's a little extra. Here's a little extra. Here's a little extra. And he'd be like, yo, where are you getting all this little extra from? I'm like, well, I'm selling on my own. I'm still selling yours. I'm still getting your weight. I'm getting your stuff, but I'm selling my own product, and I'm giving you this much a percentage of the product I'm selling. Oh, okay, continue to do so. All right, thank you very much. And that was the first thing that I learned. You can apologize later by paying up. Here, I want to give you some money. Well, where does money come from? I'm doing this over here, and I'm giving you this much percentage out of respect. Oh, that's industrious. Okay, continue. Boom, now I can sell all the candy I want. I just break them off and still buy. I still buy the collection from them once in a while, just a little bit. But I would give him the rights to run in the zone. And I was crushing all of his other people. And he didn't have to go to the store and buy nothing. You just get his percentage. I gave him 30. Just because he owned the zone and he was buying the merchant side. So that was travel fee. And he was like, oh, I'm not getting 20, I'm getting 30. Shit, all right. I might do this with other people. Or I'd say, hey, let me take this zone, and this zone over for these people since they graduated. And I just got into school. See, that was how I had to figure out my hustles, and I had to see my flips because I had to make money because nobody was giving me a dime. My family wasn't giving me money. So I had to learn how to make it. So by the time I got into the military, well, now I'm making money, but then that ain't enough money. So I'm getting my monthly money, but now I want to go out. I got to drink. I want to hang with the ladies. The guys the guys that are above me that's got, better rank. Well, they're able to spend more. Well, I got to look like them, right? See, the goal in the game is a stupid one. It's the jugs. And that's why I say there's an analog and digital flippening that's about to happen. I'm saying that how we've been bred to be able to do what we're doing right now is about to completely flip on its head. And whether or not we adapt determines whether or not we can feed our families. Now, for me, what I'm telling you is digital, what we think digital is, has already changed. Banks are shutting down. They're the next to go. Hedge funds are leaving. How they're doing stocks is already, like the stock market, dead. DOA. Look at the top lying stocks. Look at the price for that and ask yourself whether or not they're going to make earnings next year. Look at how many companies are in the S&P, how many companies are in the NASDAQ, how many companies are in the Fortune 5 that are on the exchanges. And not private, that have evaluations that are ridiculous because everybody took printed money and stuffed it right back into the market. They already know that people were sticking their checks right back into the market. Hold on. What were people making? $1,200? Checks, stock, market. I believe if I was not $1,200 check. See how stimulus checks, this is March 2021, how stimulus checks are driving a stock buying spree. So everybody took their damn checks and stuffed it into a already enormously exorbitantly inflated market that has no new real tech to hold up the evaluations. Now, remember, the money's printed. So it's printed on top of printed. So the money that was printed, because there was no new currency, there was no new money being made. They were printing money because there was nobody having a job and people got their stimulus checks. And they took all them stimulus checks and dumped it right back into the market. Now I know for some people that's gonna be you too. Like it's me, like it's our next door neighbor. And nobody wants to hear this shit. Nobody wants bad news. They want everything to be rosy. They want somebody to give them a rosy damn picture. But nah, I can't give that to you. I can give it to you in certain regards if you're making mental shifts, if you're flipping who you are. Who is the digital you? When you play a video game, right? Do you understand that every game you play, a portion of you is divided across all of those games because you're acting differently in every game, right? When you're a race car driver and you're doing Need for Speed, Grand Theft Auto type things, right? Or no, you're doing Need for Speed or F1 racing, your headspace is you think you're a Formula car racer. So there's the Formula car racer you or the street racer you, right? If you got a street racer game that you love. Or it's the Halo you because you're a militant soldier of fortune, right? Or it's the tech hacker you if you're in this game, or it's the future dwarf you in this other game, or it's the orc you in that other game, or it's the freaking whatever Nephilim you in that other demon game over there, or you're a vampire, or you're this, or you're that. Whatever it is, you're splitting yourself up across all these games to embody those entities in those worlds. But those worlds you've paid for. The entry point was you having to pay to get into it. No. Now they just need your energy. They need your time. They need your creativity because they ain't got nothing neither. These big companies are already failing. Y'all see it. You see EA and all these big companies. Look at the games, man. They're just like the cable companies. Do you realize, like, I went and chilled and we were watching like MTV. And it was like ridiculousness. Like, it was all, I was like, well, I can do this myself on Hulu, right? So it's the same thing. But then I thought about it for a second. I said, yo, go back and look at like Madden. Isn't it the same damn game, but like cleaner graphics and a couple new moves? But it's pretty much the same damn game. And you just spend your 60, 70, 50, whatever the hell number it is, dollars on it. But now they've been figuring out the other jugs, right? The in-world currency. So why do I bring that up? I bring that up because I want y'all to start understanding the in-world currencies of these games are more important, especially if they cash out to fiat. I'm going to say that again. The in-world currency of games are going to matter more, especially when you can cash out to fiat. Nobody gets that jugs. The fact of the matter is that how much money is going to be made of people's time and resources. Like, people's machines are going to be part of the infrastructure. When they're not playing, what is the machine doing? Absolutely nothing. Guess what we can do? Put it on blockchain and earn with it. Dun, 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 dun. What's the company going to do? The company will give you credits for supporting the system. Dun, 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 dun. like it's magic. What else do we freaking got? So we have to pivot our heads to say, okay, I got to wrap my head around the idea of going to school and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to hope I could get a job in a market that was already saturated was the biggest dream of my entire life. To get saddled into so much debt to get a master's degree, that's even worse, because then I'm still not, I've got to keep jugsing, hoping I can keep getting this $100,000 check in a depreciating whatever the frick it is, because I got to keep re-educating to keep flipping my jobs, because every 10 years, especially as technology has come into the picture, everything freaking changes. I was a graphic designer. I thought that was all I was going to be. I was going to be a graphic designer that could do music. That was it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn Photoshop enough for me to now have I can do my own album covers. I could do my own photo shoots. I could do all the things that makes me an artist on my own. I will concentrate on all the back-end graphics for my ish. Then I can do all the graphics for clients. Then that makes me my money. I can use my money to put it in my music. Boom, serendipity. I'm a musician on my own. I can start my own label because my clients are the ones that want my services to do the graphic work. See how I played it? I never played it on my artwork being the way I made money. That's a dummy mission. Didn't they call it, aren't you a starving artist? If you're a painter and you need somebody to pay for you, you're a starving artist. Back in the whatever the jugs of people cutting their ears off and ish, right? Being mad, dating their cuz. So I'm like, yo, if I look in the past of his story and I see, oh, he's a starving freaking artist there. Oh, you had to basically paint pictures for these idiots that got money, and oh, they was like sleeping with their cuz and stuff. Right? Mad, crazy, and power hungry. Xing off wives just because they wouldn't get a divorce. Making themselves into popes type beats. So we just got to see that if you want to go on the artist, when was an artist thing even really good? Like, what was really, who is the artist ever really successful? They end up killing themselves. Their art lives on, but the artist burnt the hell out and was cast aside for somebody else. I'm telling you, the jugs on whatever business they said this American dream is deferred, and it's already deferred since it was rolled over the top of us. As Malcolm said, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We was already here, chilling, ain't bothering nobody. This weekend I was walking around town and I got to see the Hebrew Israelite brothers out there. And I threw some information at him and I kind of glitched the brother out. Because he's so busy yelling about the Tamil or the Anglo-Saxon I guess settler that is like, okay, well, you said, who do you know who you are? Yeah, I'm a Moor. You're not a Moor, brother. Well, yeah, Moor. You know what a Moor is? Yeah, it's a title. Well, you're a Hebrew Israelite. Well, yeah, I'm from Judah. I mean, that's a religion. Hebrew is the way. Israelite is who you are. If you were from Israel or of peace. So it was a way of peace if that's what you are, but it don't seem real peaceful if you're yelling at me, brother. Right? So what I've got to do with business is take everything that we learn in the 3 a.m. room in the Discord, Musical Geniuses. Thanks, MG, for having a space for us. And I have to put practicality to all of that, especially when there's no freaking economy any freaking where. And I can tell you that because I'm in the venture capital space. I'm with the guys that got millions of freaking dollars and they ain't spending it on small businesses. They're buying software. Guess what you're doing with crypto? Well, you can buy dog coins or you can buy businesses. Well, how do you do that? Stack your business on top of the blockchain and figure out what it would do. See, I did that. So when you hear me in the Discord and you see me showing you the things I'm showing you, I'm dumping out my head. When I show you this Morales website, when I show you how the market's manipulated before things happen and then they just happen, and I show you that there's a virtual world coming and that this Ready Player One damn game that they want. Oh shit, hold on. Let me move this over. Sorry, you ain't seen none of that shit. Sorry. Hold on. My bad. I'm gonna go back to the bottom. I was saying the Musical Geniuses Discord. When you go in here, I show you where things are dipping in the market, right? Before they happen. I tell you right now, it costs $150K, according to the woman, Wendy Day, that puts out hip hop. It's going to cost you $150K to get into, to break into this business. Right? And what am I doing? I'm figuring out where to put my assets in other places. Like if the music and if you're telling me it cost me $150K to get on a quote unquote radio that's got like y'all, I wanted y'all to do some I did this, and this is why I stopped doing I want to do something, an exercise with y'all. I want to hack your brain for a second. I'm gonna hack your brain for a quick second and show you dummy mission. This is a dummy mission for me as an artist. I want you to see it from the eyes of a child. I used to watch my father play music. My father was probably about my age I am right now. What he did is that he used to go every single weekend and play his steel drums. I would get money packing up and being basically the roadie. He told me, you're going to be my roadie and I will pay you for the weekend. So now I already know, he's watching television. I know I've seen the big crews. I've seen the big shows, you know, all the boy bands, all the stuff that we saw when we were kids, like, you know, the what's it called? What was it? Not Boys to Men, because my area was Ralph Tresvant and all them. Oh God, their names are escaping me right now. Anyway, they were damn, I want to say boy. Hold on, this is gonna bother me. I can't let it go. Hold on. It's not Boys to Men. Boys to Men. Bobby Brown. I don't know why I cannot think of their damn names right now, and it's killing me that I cannot figure out hip hop. Bobby Brown. Really, y'all? Just give me the damn group. And I feel horrible that I am not figuring somewhere. Jack swing R&B. New Edition. Damn. Could not remember that for nothing. New Edition. So we used to be able to see shows, even Prince, like Purple Rain, all that stuff. He had concerts, so I was able to see what those shows look like, know that they had roadies, know that they had a back end of all of that. Then of course you'd see school plays, and to put on the quote unquote show, that there's always a back end process of things that are going on. I used to be in choir, so I know there's we were behind the scenes, and we'd always put on a forward fronting show. So there's always behind the scenes, for front of the house, back of the house, just like in catering or food industry, front of the house, back of the house. So when my dad would do his shows, I would look around and I'd see how many people were at these bars. Now imagine I'm a little kid in a bar where beer and liquor is being sold. That's how wild this is. So like I would see the craziest stuff that goes on. But like my dad would do his show, it would be in the afternoon, and then by the evening time we're packing up, we're leaving, and I get my break, my money, right, at the end of the night. And he would give me the money, and I would look at the crowd, and I'd count the room. And I would think about how many shows my dad did. So I was like, okay, well, when I became an artist, right? Because now after I got out of the military, I'm back in New York. I'm like, okay, I've been rhyming when I was in Japan. I was like doing freestyles in Japan. I was winning competitions in mainland Japan. I was crushing, right? So when I came back to New York and came back to America, I knew I was getting in. I knew hands down I was getting in. I was crushing. Like, I'm internationally known. I got international DJs that want to work with me. Wu-Tang is blowing up. Queens is blowing up. Everything's big. My whole neighborhood's blowing up. Because Royal Flush is blowing up. So everything's going. I know I'm getting in. Down the street, one of my homeboys is working for Jay-Z. Pain in the ass. Okay, I've reloaded. What's up, Wayne? I hope you're all right. He's blowing up, getting ready to get acting gigs. So I know I'm getting in. I know I'm on. And I'm making beats. I know I'm on. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that all of that changed for me the minute that Wayne, my way into Rockefeller, decided to do push-ups in front of a girl naked and get fired. Because there was a thing called sexual harassment that was now a thing, man. Like, our disrespectful ways weren't going to be tolerated no more. All right, let's do that. But at the same time now, I'm cut off. Right? I'm cut off from any way to work with Jay now. So I got to rethink everything. Now I got to go to Manhattan and I got to make my album myself. Well, I already know my dad was making music. Well, I already know Cakewalk exists. Well, I now know how to build a computer. Well, does it run on Windows now? Yeah, it does. Well, I should be able to record my own shit. Let me go to the studio, see how these guys are recording, see what they're doing, what they're using. I will pay to be at some studios with some of my homeboys to get on some of the songs that they do, just so I can peep out the plugins. Got in, found out about SoundForge, found out about Waves, found out about all that stuff, and I went right back and got that stuff. Well, not Waves. I got SoundForge and the other stuff. But I got the software I needed. I got some of that stuff online. I got some of that stuff from that was on CDs or DVDs that were being sold. And whatever I could do, I got it. Got in, started making my beats, started getting my stuff out there. But you know what ended up happening? As hardware, I was on the MPC. And putting all my stuff on the MPC XL that I modified and upgraded. So I'm thinking hardware is the way. And still, I love hardware. I do. But at the same time, I was watching a scalability thing start happening with the guys that were sticking in software and were just learning how to play and run their stuff straight in. And then getting their MP3s and they're going to mp3.com and getting into ASCAP. And I'm like watching a path to my friends. I'm like, all of these guys are fighting to get shows, and I'm already an ASCAP member. So I'm like, okay, it's time for me to do shows. Now, here's how I'm going to hack your mind. Imagine a small little smoky. This is when you can still smoke cigarettes inside a club. Imagine a smoky little New York club, right? Let's see. Hold on. Can I? Let me see if I can. New York club in the 90s, right? Let's say like a poet club, right? Because we could rhyme at the poetry, like New Yorican, right? So like this. So like imagine like a little room, like this, and you're like like you're in a little room, like a tiny little room. This is not really the New Yorican thing. Hold on. I'm trying to find a small. It's like, okay, so you see this? So imagine you're in a place like this. Let me see if I can get this to open this in a new tab. So boom. Oh, really? It's that tiny? Hold on. Let's see if I can find search Google for image. Show you how we hack these images, bruh. Show you how we. Let's see, and this is gonna be new NYU. Wait, hold on. This is. Let's put Poet Cafe. Because I'm gonna butcher New Yorican if I try to do that. So, boom. I was looking for that 1 inch. All sizes. There we go. Oh, that still looks small. Nope, that's a little bigger. 770. Open link in a new tab. Open image in a new tab. Okay. I'm gonna just have to blow it up. Sorry, y'all. It's gonna look crappy, but it's the best I got. So, as you can see, this small little room. Now, imagine you're in this small little room rapping. Look at how many people are in this room. Now you've got a small little stage, and you may have, like me, it was like three other dudes that were in a group that were actually letting me rhyme with them. So I was kind of opening for them. And there was a comedian that opened up in front of me. And then, so you're basically got a small little show, and we do this every single week, every Thursday. So basically, this room, let's say you got 25 to 50 people in this room. Now, the majority of the people that are in this room every single week are the same people. It isn't like you're getting 100 new people every night, or no, you've got maybe 5, 10 more new people in here. But in this room, it's the same freaking crowd. I see the same people that sing the same songs over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now, imagine this is how the guys that I'm trying to get on into the music industry with, that these guys are about to get a record label, and they're getting it because of this room. And they had, like, maybe you have to get rooms all over the city. So now you've got to get people to hear you and come see you in these little rooms all over a city. Maybe 2 to 3 times a week. So you might be able to get 50 people, maybe 70 people a week. And out of that, maybe 20 are new. Now, I looked at this number, and then I went to a place called mp3.com. And on there, I looked at somebody's webpage on mp3.com. Do they have that? Do they have a mp3? Is there a picture of that? Because I talk about it a lot. And the old mp3, let me see if there's any, not videos. Let me see. Where's the images? Yeah, there we go. Got some images. I don't know if they've got any ancient history pictures of it or not. But anyway, mp3.com, like, I know MG has said something about it. And that's how I got into ASCAP, because I found out that you can put yourself on a website, and as long as your music was uploaded on the website, you became a venue. So here's the mental hack. right? I did the math. How many people a night could I get in this room? Because this is the real way you build an audience. You build it one small ass room at a time. This was the hustle, y'all. This was the game. This is how you got in the game, period. You got rooms. And how you made your money was you brought people to the club broke you off a piece of the door. What you ended up becoming was really a market promoter. You became a club promoter. So really the club promoters were typically the managers of these guys that were doing this, and they became pretty much bar promoters. And from bars, they moved to clubs, and they moved up. They made themselves. But you know who fell away? Who got lost in the shuffle? Everybody standing on stage. Everybody else had an industry. We could be cast aside because this club was going to have something else going on. There'll be a reggae night. There'll be a ladies' night. There'll be something else. We were just Wednesday and Thursday, their slow days that they needed filled. We helped fill the door. That's it. It's called loss leader. And that's what all musicians are treated like. That's how your music is in the store. Well, not anymore. Just like DVDs are shrinking. Just like video games on shelves are shrinking. Physical is shrinking. The analog world is beginning to disappear. There are 2 flippenings coming. See, the fiat and I put this against the flippening of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The fact that at some point in time, the market cap of Ethereum will surpass Bitcoin's. It will. And other coins will come and surpass Bitcoin as well. How long Bitcoin holds on to its lead as the number 1 coin is maybe another cycle. But at some point, this number here is going to surpass this one. And this will change how we're fundamentally running our businesses. At least I know it's going to change how I do. Hence, another flippening. The other second flippening. Business, your life, your work. See, for me, I'm learning blockchain. I learned how to code blockchain. I learned how to talk blockchain. I know how to look at blockchain. I know how to find value. I know how to invest in it. I know how to build on top of it. I know how to build applications that can earn value in it. Now, what have I done for myself? I've, 1, made myself a valuable asset to a company, the one I run, because I'm turning and making money for the company. It's what I'm doing. What you see me doing is me showing you what I do. But at the same time, I'm going to go through my news in a bit. I still need to see the market, see what's going on, see the manipulation, play the game, But I also want to change your mind. I want to change your mind from thinking you need to still work in this zone, to still work in a small building. This number, the counts that you have to do in this room will never add up to what you would find on mp3.com, or now when you see MySpace, or when I saw MySpace, or when you see SoundCloud, when you see Spotify, right? Spotify, that's radio. My music's on Spotify. If my music's on Spotify and Spotify is radio, is not my music on radio? Well, you got to be paid for that. I do. I get royalties. For the streams. Now I go a step further. I don't want to just be the artist. I understand the artist has a catalog. That catalog is earning royalties. Those royalties need to be invested. The investment should earn interest, making my catalog worth something. How would I earn interest on my catalog? 8% when the market's been down. Even had to turn on an hour ago a new one. I had to kill one, not turn it on. I had to kill one that went down because it went out of pocket. This one here had earned $20, so I gave it a little bit more money to play and played back into the market on Bitsgap. And it earned 8% off of what it's holding from royalties, earning interest. See? So now my music can earn 8%. I've done this all this year. Links in the description for how I do all this. Right? Why do I do this? I'm showing you. Isn't that what they do with your music? This is where you get your royalties from. They're nothing more than a bank. You get a loan. It's called an advance. Let's stop being cute. They then get paid. You don't get royalties for 6 months, right? You get it quarterly. What do you think they're doing with the money that they made the first 12 weeks of sales? They stuck it in a bank and earned interest on it, and then you gotta wait 6 whatever months before you see your little 3 cents. Interest. You never see the live dollars. That's how old banks worked. You know, I hold your revenue, I pay you a dividend. The labels became the authentic bank because our banks went into magic money. Went to magic money. We're going to do magic derivatives. We're going to spin up magic fiat. We're going to spin up magic, what do they call it? Fractional reserve spending. Where you put 1,000 in and magically another 4,000 gets printed. For every 1,000, they print 10 times the amount of money. Like, it just keeps printing. The money printers never stop. And it never stops every single time you deposit more money in the system. They just automatically keep printing money. And then you're printing money on top of the money because people don't have the jobs right now. You know, the continuing people that are on the unemployment rolls have gone up another 56,000 people. Continuing. Yeah, people dropped off the rolls. Yeah, you drop off the rolls when you no longer can earn. Where are we going to earn? Attention. They're going to earn from your attention. And the companies that are figuring it out now are putting all their money into crypto. Why? I'm earning 8% and I'm not even trying. I'm like, literally, look what I did. Look what I did. I put this robot on. I turn it off. And no, hold on. I'm going to show you it in real time. Do I have another one that died on me? Hold on. Let me see if I have one. Give me a second. I'm going to show you right now. I think I got one that I can show you. Or did I already do it? Damn it, I already did it. I think. Hold on. Yeah, I did it. It's on the other video, or it's on an earlier video. But yeah, all I do is I turn this off, and then what I did, I stretched it to 90 now, right? So I have 90 grid lines, these lines, on 2%, 2.98% per line. So it's gonna earn 2% in this grid, and that is a good optimized run for what this system does. It plays sideways. Well, Bitcoin doesn't go up and down all the time. It goes a long time sideways. It does drip down, but it does run up, but then it goes down, and then it sometimes plays sideways for a while. It doesn't really matter. I just like stability, and this is stable for me. These things can play a long time. I can just keep earning interest. Then my only goal then is to make more revenue. But me just making my music that only earns. You can look here. Shoot, I ain't got none. Look, I'm not making like millions of plays. This is over years of plays. A new song comes out, that thing's gonna be like 15. This is a slow grind for me. But I also am inconsistent at making music because I know I have to make money elsewhere. Music cannot be the only place I make money, because it's where I make the least amount of it. I make more in investments than I do in music, which is going to be great for my music because then I can invest in my music from the interest of my assets. Or I can put it into other places, take my music and put it into more places that earn more money. So I can take the same music I could take the same. Damn, did I close it out? Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Right? I could take the same music I'm making here, compound it, keep making more, take all of that, again, put it on the back end of this, use the interest that I make after X amount of time that I've left it in there, and let that earn more on top of it. These are the things we've got to think about now. We've got to think about a mind flip. So, as I've told you, hash rates are going up. I already know this. I haven't even had to look at this stuff. I already know. I already know what's happening because I know how close we are to, like I told you, this whole time, get ready. I told you this dip was going to happen. It happened. This dip was going to happen. It happened. This run up is about to start. These are the things that have played out before, and all I did was put them back up to see if they'll play out again. I put this one up because it played out before, and it played out again. I put this one out because it played out before. And when I say played out before, we're talking about years ago. The first cycle, 2013, this played out. This also played out the multiple years that it went on, every single year. Right around this time, every single year. You just have to go back and look. These major dipping and rising events happen every time. It depends on the cycle, of course, because the cycle after a halvening, it acts way different than every other cycle before it. It does something crazy, like go from $3,000 to 16 in one cycle. Like how we just started at, what was it, 13? 10, 13, right? Where my girl, I told her years ago, don't worry, baby, it's going to be all right. It's going to go above that when she bought it at 11. And I said, don't worry about that, baby. It was after the last cycle. I was like, the cycle's over. We're just going to have to wait until the next cycle comes. I'm just going to have to figure out what to do till then. Because now I understood this was cyclical. Didn't matter what I felt. Didn't matter how this plays out. This plays the way it plays. Doesn't matter how I feel. The halvening is its breathing. We're navigators. My family is navigators. They still do. They still run ports. To this day, I've figured out who I am from my family. I am a financier. My family has been in finance and been in government for years. I just innately now pick up the things that work for me, that when it works for what my family traits are, which is finance. That's what you do when you're a charter, a navigator, right? So we already, or at least I already know, that based off of cycle, based off of pattern, this was going to happen, this was going to happen, and this will, in the zone of 3 weeks, happen and begin to push up. Then there will be a dip, then there'll be a second run up, then there'll be a dip, and there'll be another run up, and then that'll be the final run up. I'll be out in this pocket of time. Told you. End of November, first week of December, I'm out. That's my mantra. That's the mantra, period. Until Bitcoin is no longer the holder of the cycle. And nobody else is talking about this because nobody has the track record that I've been talking about these things years ago. December jump. The fact that I said that there's a pump in December. This was 3 years ago. When I talked about Flippenings. Hold on. Where my pictures of people falling? It was when I used to do it all the time. I'd have a person falling to let you know that the dip was coming. Gunbotting the bear. Where's my falling person? There it is. My falling person. The dippening. I used to call it that. And then there's another falling person, see? March dip. Seasonal. That was 3 years ago. I had figured out the patterns 3 years ago. And again, I tell y'all, I show it to you. If you go into the sentiment charting, and I talk about how I started looking at trends and patterns. It's how I build my chart. It's how my chart, if you go back in history, how I've been able to see when run-ups were coming. When they go against the norm, the norms, these are all downs. When I see something like this happen, these are irregulars. It means that there's a pump coming. This one was signaling a huge pump was going to be coming. Sentiment was changing. This came. Boom. This happened because people were buying at the lowest lows. This was a signal that the institutions were already in. When this happened, signal that the institutions were getting in. When this happened, this was the final last gasp of the last market cycle of 2017. I told you, October, November, I'm out. Second week of December, crash on the third week of December. Last week of November, first week of December, I'm out. Why? Because it's what happened here. And then when you go back in time and go look at this stuff all the way back here, you see it happen the same exact way. Why do I use this chart? Because it's Coinbase. This is when everybody's pockets became quick to be your pocket. Your wallet wasn't so. Your wallet was as easy as PayPal. Your wallet was as easy as your bank account. This means this is as close to a bank account as you're going to get, to a wallet as you're going to get. So when people cash out, they cash out. You're able to watch that. That's why I use this chart. The BTC USD. That's fiat. Those are anybody still doing USD or cashing into USD, or this is everybody that is still young in this game. Because this is a taxable event. So that just lets you know it's always young money. Young money, baby. I use USDC as how I cash out. Or USDT, Tether, if I'm in another exchange like Kucoin. Right? Because here is all my USDT plays. I want fiat. I want the fiat to buy everything on the other side of these pairs. So I tell you, these robots are important to long-term goal of gaining interest, revenue, long-term. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, it's only $148, but what if there was another zero? What if there was another zero? What would that number do with a couple zeros back here? See, I look at this as a win. And I just need to keep compounding my O's. That's the game of banking. That's what we lost at Tulsa. That's what you get back, the practicality of interest earning. What is business? Business is earning revenue. What is revenue? A vehicle of earning interest. Welcome back, bankers. Welcome back, Tulsa. Welcome back, tribe. This is how we work. This is how we've always worked. We just forgot. We forgot. And yes, we make music. But then we got into business. We made money. We opened clubs when we got too old to be on stage. We opened up maybe a few clubs. Then you opened up maybe a few bars. Then maybe you had a few hotels. Maybe you had a few entertainment, other spots, restaurants. Well, then you had to tie all these things together. So maybe you and some friends tied everything into a whole conglomerate, and you made yourself a bank, a place where you centralized your money and created a board of all of y'all working together. Does that start to sink back into your DNA again? Is it starting to make sense again? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's why we created these banks. These banks were for us to conglomerate our businesses together so that we could build other businesses together. Then we would look at these interest things that we're doing, these other, the stock exchange that these other people like playing in, and we played in it, yeah, sure, with only 10% of our earnings because it's too high risk. Right? Right. See, they need the adrenaline rush. They need the bungee jump. We don't need that shit. That's why all these investment vehicles, all of them ain't for us. It's for their adrenaline. Get off the adrenaline rush, my people. You have melanin. There's no need for adrenaline with melanin, right? Because it's the sentient form of it. That's why you're not addicted to needing it. You don't need the rush. You live the rush. Your creativity is the rush. So get back into your financium and stop running around trying to fill small venues. Cash flow like this at the end of the night wasn't a lot of money. Then you got to break it across everybody else. I never got, you know what I got? To come into the club for free and buy my own drinks and help them clean up. That's what I got. And a chance to maybe get a feature on an album. Yeah, that's hip hop. Now you see the dummy mission that you don't need to do no more. Let me show you why you don't need to do it no more. I'm going to show you right now. We're going to get right into it now. Because we're going to look at the news. We're going to look at the world. And we're going to see the world as it is. Not as we want it to be, but as it is. The reason why I don't look at what's going on in the market, because we know the whole market's being manipulated. Let's go ahead and look at the manipulator. Let's go ahead and look at what our friend Mr. Aholio Specialist is doing today. Let's see. The 17th was yesterday. So this is, look at the manipulation. Don't tell me we're not manipulated, y'all. Here we go. So as I've shown you before, look at this. We did a very staggered approach down. This is not typical. We did a very staggered approach down, and you saw little manipulation. Slam, go up, slam down. Go up, slam down. But then that didn't happen enough. Slam it further. Slam down, go up, slam down. Then you start seeing the manipulation. Spikies, all these spikies, that's like Bart Simpson's. When you see more Bart Simpsons, you know there's more manipulation. So again, we're watching manipulation. And the cogwheels let you know. So like a cogwheel, crunk, cog, clunk, clunk, go up, yeah, no slam. Come back up, yeah, slam. Go back to that level. Come up, yeah, slam. Oh, you didn't do what I really wanted? Slam. Now let's come up and play the Bart Simpson head, cogwheel, slam. These are before weekends. Always before weekend. Look. See, it's like here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This one, he slammed it before the weekend. So it's Wednesday, he slammed it. Then Thursday, the weekend came, but he jumped it up Saturday. But then slammed it again Tuesday and held it all week. Then Tuesday lets it up. Friday lets it up. He lets it up. He's giving false sense of hope. Now look at all of this money going in. Why did it slam all the way back down? See, if other people were buying it, why would it slam back to the same level it was before? Unless it's the person that has this much money to bring the market all the way down here. Slam it, stairway to heaven slam, then a cogwheel like I showed you before I got ready to take my little break, and then we gone into a Bart Simpson pattern like this. So that's why I can't use anything here. I can't use any real trend analysis. You see I have all my charts. All this means nothing to me at this point. I can't do technical analysis because there's manipulation, gross manipulation happening right now. We're in a gross manipulation cycle. They know that the valve is about to get let loose. See, that's why I look at the news and I just kind of look at it and laugh. Because we've had so much good news, you know, El Salvador, the whole country is getting into Bitcoin. A whole country. That's millions of people. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, but, you know, this is how manipulation works, y'all. This is what happens when people say, oh, well, how do you know? This Bitcoin manipulation 2021 textbook Wyckoff from Uncomplication. That's the title of it. You can look it up yourself. Bitcoin manipulation 2021 textbook Wyckoff distribution exposed. And then he did this April 25th, 2021. It shows you where it was going with the market right around when he was talking about it and where it crashed. He's talking about it right around here and where it's supposed to be at the end of May. Down here in the 28 to 32,000 zone. Where are we currently? In the 28 to 32,000 zone. Boom, 32, 28. Right here. We're in this pocket where they wanted it to go. And it doesn't look that way because I got it on the weekly. If I go on the daily, you can see it looks more like the distribution you see here. Now it looks closer to how this thing shook the hell down. And again, it's also part of the cycle. So they know it, the system knows it, and it's going to. So the news, they know when to put the news in. I keep telling y'all, I watch the news and I'll say certain things like the SEC saying they're going to hold something up for another date means they're going to hold it for when Bitcoin's in a negative zone again so that they can use that news to trigger the market down. So let's go through the news of what I kind of found. Some things that I saw pop up on my radar that I knew I wanted to discuss with you before Monday, right? Long-term holders grabbing Bitcoin from short-term holders. What this article is telling you is people like me who have been in the market long enough to know how this market is manipulated and played are buying up any crypto they see. Why? We understand if you're listening to somebody who isn't an idiot and just can't see the fact that this happens cyclically, like at this point, I really can't understand how they don't really know this. Like, this is my second season in, and I'm listening to people that are like their fourth or they're in their third season, and they still ain't done this, y'all. They still ain't done this to say, hey, there's seasonal dips. These dips fall around here. Like, come on, y'all. Do better. Not y'all are listening to me and y'all are hearing me just say, hey, if you're going to map this out, kind of like do a historic look go to the weekly, go back in time and see if there's a portion of the time that it just seems to fall all the freaking time. Like, I color coded these. I color coded them. June, July, June, July, June, July. If it goes up, that was weird. If it goes up, that was weird. Flip. Guess what happened? If it goes up, that looks weird. Look what happened. If it goes up, that looks weird. Look what happened. Look, I'm just an idiot. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being a wise ass. I'm being real serious with you. I had a hard time with school. Like, really freaking hard. I barely passed school. I'm great with patterns. It's how my head works. I'm great with art. It's how my head works. Stupid information means nothing to me. figured out the jugs of Christopher Columbus in my first year history class. Got kicked out. Because I lock into certain things. I lock into patterns of bullshit or patterns in general. So pattern wise, I already know what's going to happen because this isn't the first time it's done this. I started my historic journey back here and then just walked forward again. And you can see back here, the same color schemes kept happening in the same timelines over and over again. That orange, wait a minute, hold up, wait. September, this will be yellow. I will turn this to yellow when it happens. And I'll talk about it in the video when I say I turned it to yellow. It'll just stay there, just like this one stayed here. Just like, well, this is not this is me just leaving. I'll leave these up. These weren't in my charts before because these are happening in real time. I never really did this. Now I just want to see if the system's going to prove me wrong. I mean, it's been not proving me wrong for quite some time, so I'm just waiting for it to kind of prove me wrong. Let's move back to the news because I can get on a whole one with this one. So again, this one, long-term holders grabbing Bitcoin from short-term holders because y'all don't understand that the jugs is this person who has this many Bitcoin. This is, again, let me show y'all, 10K Bitcoin. What does that mean? For those of y'all that don't know and ain't watched none of these damn videos before, go put 10,000 BTC to USD in Google. Google gonna tell you right now what that costs. That is $317 million, people. $317 million this person's playing with like it's nothing. Because they want the market to play out this pattern. They know this is an accumulation zone, period. The next time this ever reaches back down to this point, everybody's supposed to know where they're supposed to buy in it. If you've played options, stocks, you know this. Buy low, sell high. So you already know you want to buy here because you know what your profitability is from here to here. If this is 30,000, right? 33,000, 32, 31,000, the 30,000 mark up to the 60,000 mark. What is that? What's 30 to 60? Okay. Then I'm telling you it's going to 100K. Why? Because of the cycle of Bitcoin. It's what it does. I'm using the data. The first halvening, it did 35x. The second halvening, it didn't do the 35x. It didn't hit it. It missed it. It got to about 20 and failed. It did 20x. It went past 13,000. I could say 25x or something else, but I just want a flat number because it actually stalled out around 15. And then it barely made the 13. So if you were out at 13, it was a safer play for you to be out by this number. So hence, I use this number as a safe exit. For the next cycle, as far as I didn't realize this one yet because I didn't know how high I was going to get. Now we know how high it got, but it didn't get as high as it went the first cycle. So I did the 35 from the first cycle that it did. So if it does the first cycle numbers, which I don't believe it'll do, that would be $300,000 a cycle. I don't think so. If it does the 20x that it did before, then it's 176 is a clear, great exit for you. Okay. I'm calling as of 6:30, June 30th of this year, a 15x safe zone for myself, and that's 132,000 is the safe zone. But I'm being even a double punk and saying that if I breach 100K, I don't give a damn about the 30. We might end up getting to 76 and I might want to kick my ass later for being a punk. But I'm just going to be a punk on this. I'm going to sail very wary. I want to get myself out and I want my tribe to be out. So I say to my tribe, I'm out at 100. I'm going to leave the window for the greed because I know some people are going to want to play in from the 130 and try to play from the 100 to the 176. I want to catch my liquidity and be gone. Put it in US dollar coin, US dollar tether, let it sit until the next cycle, until this cycle dies, which will happen if it plays like the last cycle. It will be dead. Remember, after January, blur, crash, 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 crash. February, we were at the down point right around here. February hits its lowest point. So you'll see it right around here. And then it'll rise up again. People are going to be like, oh, we're back. No, we're not. We're going right back down because we have all the March, April's dips. And then Bitcoin is so boring. There's really nothing going on. And we'd have no cycle, no halvening, no nothing. So it sits dead, sideways, which is where the bots play. S-bot. That's why we got them up and running now, to play in this dip, to see what it looked like to play a dip for long term and see if we would be profitable. Why? Because when we're in the next cycle of this long span, can I survive? Like, if the bots just survive this, the bots survive this. A very significant, like, I of course had to move my bots down, but I'm still earning. So the bots survive this immediately drastic blow down to the negative. Well, we know over time that's not the long-term narrative. This is a very short narrative. See, the halvening happens, and after the halvening, the year after the halvening, it blows to this extreme level and dies in December. Gone in November, it'll be gone in November, right? It's almost like everything was planning for us to, even the music we made was planning. Gone till November. November, gone. You can run till November. November, be gone in November. Be gone in November. End of November, gone. First week of December, if you're really pushing it. And then, like I said, the play has to play differently. So just know that they've been playing us and getting our stuff. Why? Why do I say it's important? Is El Salvador planning to release a central bank digital coin? Or decentralized coin. It might be digital coin. Everybody on the planet will have a central bank digital coin. Look, let me explain something. This is how stupid people are. Let's put it in perspective that you and I can understand. They have machines. Their machines will have technicians. Those technicians will be building a farm mining off of geothermal energy from their volcanoes, making all the Bitcoin they mine free, except for the systems that are built and the people paid to maintain them. So that means they're going to be minting Bitcoin, holding new coin they could put on the market themselves at any time, realizing that there's only 21 million Bitcoin and 18.5 has already been minted. So if I have an asset that I mined myself, could I peg $1 of my own as a value of one of itself if it's tied to something that's worth over, by the time this cycle's over, $50,000? Hell yeah. What I do is I look at the news and it reaffirms my decisions for my business. If I know they're telling me I don't even look for this stuff. I don't look for what's going on Glassnode and all these background information, the digits that's going on. I just look and see what's going on in the news and letting my AIs kind of give me my data. Then I feed more data to another AI so I can get more data. Then I'll feed that to another AI in the future and get even more data. See, my goal is I want it to be able to then be able to find the information itself and make business decisions on its own. If AI can do that in the future, who knows? That's the plan for the Toxic Hustle organizational runtime, or Thor, that we're building. So when I see all these companies say Thor, it's kind of messed up, because we were Thor after Marvel as the Toxic Hustle organizational runtime, Thor. And we've been Toxic Hustle for quite an amount of years. So let's see. So yes, everybody's going to have a central bank coin, and that's going to mean something. Think about that. If everybody's country has its own dollar, unified infrastructure, you're talking about unified distribution of cash flow. You know, their dollars are no longer blah 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 under the US dollar type beats. Like, you're on the world stage now. You can be a technology, like, you're not trying to do iron ore. You're not trying to sell off all your fruits and vegetables that you need to feed your own people. No, what you're going to do is you're going to keep your damn fruits and vegetables. You can sell freaking Bitcoin. See? We're going into it. I said this digital age is going to transition into something different. I realized it when I watched a website, Best Buy, destroy a physical analog business, Circuit City. Circuit City used to be the Best Buy of its day and was destroyed by a website. Best Buy was only a website and went physical. To be destroyed by Amazon, nothing but a website. Amazon does have physical locations. Yes, they have supermarkets, but he got into supermarkets because he wanted the access to the food supply, to the supply routes. He wanted access to the buildings. He wanted access to these distribution centers, the food distribution center. He wanted the access to the food lines of food. He wanted control of food, and he got it. So Amazon, imagine if it spins up its own coin. What's going to happen? So you're going to see plenty of central bank dollar coins from multiple countries, because they're going to have to figure out some type of asset to tie and say, hey, this is why we've pegged this to $1, and make it transparent before they try to just print money. Or nobody's going to, if you wouldn't take a coin that just kept printing the coin over and over and over again. So why would you do the same for the dollar? Now that you know that your dollar is being printed, now people are realizing, hey, why the hell am I still with dollars? If you're just going to keep printing dollars. And now the new deal is another $3 billion that they're going to print. U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen outlines plans to regulate stable coins. Told you. They want to regulate the stable coin, that $1 coin. The Fed, the SEC, and the Central Federal Trade Commission, or whatever that is. So everybody wants to control. They know they can't control the cryptocurrency. They can only control the way you get paid out. So what they're going to do is lock down your payout coins, because right now, all I notice, if you haven't received yours yet, you're able to now get your debit card on Coinbase. Mine is on its way, which will just be locked up any damn way, right? That's going to be the business card to be able to do transactions directly in a coin card. And again, if anybody messes like, oh, this company, like, it's not going to be in Coinbase's best interest to mess with you, because this first phase, all these credit card companies can do what they do right now. But in a second, as we go more digital and as more QR code technology gets put into place, there's going to be something that usurps us ever using even the swipe cards anymore. So I let them have their game for now, because I figure in another 5 to 10 years, it's a wrap for the credit card companies too. The banks are first, because just like music got destroyed from digital, just like video got destroyed from digital, like video, remember DVDs? Remember the amount of racks of DVDs? Remember going to a store and paying $19.99 for a DVD? You remember how much box sets were? Remember going to get your box sets? I don't even deal with that crap no more. I just stream it, binge, and I'm done. On to the next one. On to the next, right? That's the age we're in. Because nothing's tangible until it's tangible. And that's where NFTs will slow things down, where people will find value in something that they can see earning value. Right now, we're in a digital, it needs to earn something. Because notice what they're doing. They're turning off all the thumbs up and like buttons and all that stuff on your social media. So where are you supposed to get your dopamine fix? Aren't you addicts already? Do you just pull an addict out of its addiction without supplanting something else to feed its addiction? What's the number one thing now feeding the addiction of seeing numbers go up? If you can't get your friend value and your stream values anymore because they're turning those things off, then they're channeling your attention to another number they want you to watch go up. Digital fiat numbers. And as MG says, I don't take it lightly. I don't sit there and play with this. This is digital fiat. I understand this, and that's why I play to make sure that my digital fiat, I play with stablecoin. USDC, USDT, those are the pairs that I put behind my robots. See? Kucoin, USDT, earn as much as I can on that with the coins I like. So rather than me doing hopium and praying that a coin's going to go up, well, I've already made some money on that coin. Wait till that coin goes up after this week. Same thing that's happening over on Coinbase. 8% over there on the coins I like. ADA, Matic, ADA, Mana, Loom. Data plays that I want to do later down the line. I am playing data. Data is my strategy. That's how you've got to look at technology. Websites were data plays, hardware plays. If you got into websites, you got into hosting. Can I build a website host? Can I put a server up? Oh, I can put a server up. Oh, wait, no, I can't put enough people on the server. Now you got to play in that. You're trying to scale your server up. How much is it going to cost me to put 1,000 people on a server? Oh, it's going to cost me this much to have a dedicated machine. Back in the day, that dedicated machine used to cost me maybe $5,000. Today, that it's about $1,000. It's $1 a person. So if you want 1,000 people on the server, it'll cost you about $1,000. Why? You got the Amazon Web Services, and you got the fees for all the bandwidth being used back and forth, and you may have data bandwidth, and you may have storage bandwidth, and you may have other things. You may have issues and glitches in code that's causing things to pull extra heavy, especially if you're using things like WordPress. So it pulls more data, costing you more money because there's more things running that didn't even need to be running. Banks. What bank is giving you 5%? If you don't even believe in nothing else, you could stick it in here and get 2%. You would have to stick it in a certificate of deposit and earn like 1.01%, but you would have to give them your money for 3 years to earn that. At the end of that cycle is what you would earn, 1.01, but you're locking it up for 3 years to get 3% total. Like, that's no money in comparison to what I can do here. And I can pull my money out at any time. I could buy something with my DAI immediately and still get my 2% while I hold it before I make a purchase. So I could just sit it in there and just wait. While it's sitting there, it's earning 2%. And then when I'm done, if I want to buy something, I could then do something with it. Or I could put it in Ethereum right now, earn 5% APR, not APY. Or I could stick it in something like Algorand or Cosmos. These are all back end plays. These are all networks. These are all networks. I can bet on a network and earn money with the network. So their only way to lock you down is to lock how you get paid out. The exit strategy. So that's what they're going to do. They're putting their battle lines right where they need to. And that's fine. Hey, you have to go to a bank now, don't you? To get your fiat, right? If the bank closes you out, or if the bank locks you out of your account, can you get your money out of your account? No? Okay. The difference is here, you can leave it on an exchange or move your money off of the exchanges and keep it in your own custody. Your own wallet, like MetaMask type beats. And hold your own cryptocurrencies. Custody your own cryptocurrency. So then, of course, now your exit strategy is kind of hard if you're not trying to buy anything. You can buy things in Bitcoin. You can buy things. You just can't go to a store and just go swipe. Now, if that's what you want to do, USDC is how you'll do it. I know that for a fact because I've already seen it on the back end of Coinbase. You can cash out to USD coin and it's available to your card. Already know it. Alrighty then, let's go. Now we've got businesses. We have exit strategy. What's the enter strategy? If I put some money into crypto through my bank account, I need to be able to take money out and put it back into my bank account. Will that money be in I want the money to be in my bank account in the same value of what my bank account will accept for it to be used for any bills I get paid out of the bank account, which is just US dollar. Okay, so I just have to have US dollar at the end of the day. Got it. Well, I showed you. Booyah, US dollar. That's how you cash out. So I have my exit strategy. So what's my goal? Build my business in between the lines. Decentralized app store might lead crypto towards more centralization. Think Apple iStore. Think Google. Right? If we centralize all these dApps to being there, that's going to happen. There will be one place to get all your applications that'll be so safe and make it so easy for consumers to do it that they'll just do it there because it's inherently no risk, and it's got to limit the risk because at one time, everybody could just install applications on their computer and be happy with it. And if you got a virus, you got a virus, but that was just, on you to be careful and cautious. But, no, we can't do that. We have to have people that are on technology that just are automatons and are fed data. We need consumers. Not tribe. We're not consumers in this tribe. We're creators. We're the forward energy movers. So where is your content going? Can it go on radio? How many people on radio? Remember that dummy mission we talked about how I felt about the amount of people that are in the clubs and going to club to club to club? How many people are in that room? I told you the life hack would be, count how many times you did that. How many people would you have at the end for your like if you build a fan base at one room at a time, that there may be only 10 or 20 new people in the room. And there's only 50 people that can fit in the room every single night. How many new people did you get at the end of the month? I went on MySpace. I flooded MySpace. I got 1,000 people to see me in a day. If I go on Facebook and I do my thing on Facebook properly, I can get around 200 people to see me in a day. See, the dummy mission now is back to shows in a way where you had to do touring. 365 days a year was a tour. Wasn't it? Yes, it was. Or 300 days for a tour. if there's 365 days in a year except for leap year or whatever, right? So that means 60 days you got to chill, and the rest of the days you had to work. 65 days, excuse me. So if you had to work, what'd you have to do? Go in the studio, do press, do this, go to this city, that city. You're either flying or busing it. For the most part, it's cheaper to keep you on the ground than to fly you from city to city to city to city. So they'll keep you on the ground, busing you from city to city to city to city. Hole in the wall after hole in the wall after hole in the wall. That is your music career. But that ain't the music career that I can see. Do the same hack with radio. Look at the radio in your city. Look at the hip hop radio in the city. How many channels do you have in hip hop radio in your city? Find out how many people listen to the radio every single day for your city, for that channel. Then multiply that per day. Multiply it by 30. That's how many people they get a month. Then multiply that by 12. That gets you how many people you'll get potentially in a year. But then remember, you got to pray that they listen to you in the time slot that and then wait, how did you get on radio? Forgot. Yeah, we have to get back there, right? We did all those numbers and I forgot. Wait, you still got to get on radio to get that little bit of scratch. Oh, and then if you do get all your stuff together, you get on radio and you're getting your royalties. I believe at one time they were 3 cents. I think they're less now. I would think they're less now. I don't think they raised them up. Because everything else is going down. I seriously doubt that royalties went up. Especially if Spotify's getting away with 0.000 or whatever. 1.5 per stream. Come on. Radio? Who really listens to radio? For the most part, a lot of radios are just playing and they're on like low. Like you could barely hear them. It's like background noise. So are they really listening to your music? No, but they'll sell you. You had to pay for that. And again, like I showed you in the Discord, it's $150,000 to break an album. Bank of America has begun clearing Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin to become dominant in global finance by 2050. Again, I'm just showing you how things are changing already. Shares in a 1964 Picasso painting, so a physical Picasso, Picassos are expensive, will soon be available on the blockchain. Yes, they're going to fractionalize this and split it up, and it'll have micro owners. And you'll earn on it. It appreciates in value. I think that they said art appreciates anywhere between 10% and up per year. So when you think NFTs and everybody's talking NFTs, you see, I never think that. I don't think of the NFT. I think that there's a contract that allows a piece of work to be sold. And right now, a lot of stupid ass pieces of work are being sold. But isn't a lot of stupid ass music being sold right now? Good music will rise to the top. Shit will fall, right? So art will do what it do. And it already appreciates in value. And so if it's now made digital and you have access to put your digital painting, a certified version of it in your home now that you couldn't have before, do you think people are going to say, hey, here's my Picasso? You see, it's certified. My digitally certified Picasso. That's going to be a thing. So as artists get more, I try to show y'all economy. I don't want to show you crypto. I talk about crypto. That's what I do. But I've gone from the, hey, this coin and that coin and look at this coin to, let's get to practicality, like the internet. The internet was once a bunch of internet stocks. And then the internet stocks disappeared and businesses remained. Those businesses are Google, Amazon. Those businesses are Best Buy. Those businesses are AWS. Those businesses are even Oracle still around, right? Tech companies, Microsoft, Apple, Beats Music for headphones, right? Spotify's. Everything that was important in our music that was physically important to us are digital now. When's the last CD you bought? When's the last physical audible material that you bought? If you ain't bought no physical audible material, then you've already given up on analog. Are you buying posters? Are you hanging them up? Or are you just printing them and putting them up yourself if you decide to do so? Or will in the future you change out your posters as you would change the weather because all of your NFTs will play on your LED art screens or on your monitors or on your TVs. Every screen in your house could become an art board. Or a piece of art could represent an entire virtual world that you could see the painting sit still, and then if you say go live, you could be able to look at that scene's angles and see the visual virtual world of it in real time playing on your screen, like what's going on right now. Like a camera in the digital world where you get to peek into it, just like you see the in your town how they show you how traffic looks in the morning. No different than that, but it's a digital artwork. You own that scene of that shot of that angle, and only 100 of you get to look at that shot every single day. You earn revenue from that shot because that shot is an actual living economy that's happening, and you have voting rights to the things that happen on those servers connected to that version of that world. Your Picasso might also be asked to be used in a digital art gallery. So you could actually license it to other people for them to use it in a virtual class about art. See, we don't know what this flippening is going to do when we haven't gone through the phase of the analog shock yet. See, our kids don't know analog. Our kids know digital. They know the things that the games they play. They'll know selling the guns they no longer want anymore back on the market is going to be the way that whatever guns they find when they do events, and they'll just liquidate those guns and put in the market. So, but the people that don't want to go hunting for guns will now be able to just buy them. Well, the gun sellers will be selling. See what I'm saying? An economy. The gun sellers the gun shops want to sell guns. The people that are out in the world are getting guns. They don't want to have all these guns. They go to the gun sellers to sell them. Though they get some money from selling the guns they went for playing in the world and doing all these events. And the people that didn't want to do that, they don't want to do the events. They just want to use guns and shoot and have some fun and just do whatever, will just go buy guns and bullets. Maybe they'll do an event, or maybe they want to be flossy because they have a job in the real world or a digital world that makes them money enough to just spend money in the game to buy guns and bullets. That's why I said we gotta flip our whole mind state. We gotta flip us. Change us. Change what we think money is, how we think money is made, and change it, because it ain't gonna be made that way anymore. I've had to make these changes, and it bugs me out because I'm like, yo, when does it end? When does this digital collapse of the analog world stop? Or does it, right? Let's keep going. Major U.S. city mayor advocates Bitcoin as a fix for inflation. I've been telling y'all for weeks about the fact that inflation is everywhere. I am tied to my girl's business. My girl's business is in food. We're in the food industry. Costs of food for chefs that put food on your table have gone up. Where does that expense go to? You. What is that called? Inflation. The costs of your goods have inflated. That's it. That's the whole gasp of the word that they use. The cost of goods that you use, the price you used to know, inflated. Yes, it had to. Why? Because the cost of your dollar ain't worth what it was because they just printed another billion. And then they're going to print another billion. As they, of course, want a trillion. Hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. Dogs are going to go crazy. So we have inflation. Inflation's been here. Inflation is creeping heavier and heavier. And as they print more and more money, of course, we're going to have more and more issues. So, hold on one second. Yeah, we're good. Check. Okay, good. Making sure I have sound still. All right, so when I told you everybody's going to have a central bank coin, see what I said up here? Central bank dollar, a digital currency or whatever. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. How China's central bank digital currency will integrate smart contracts. Latest progress revealed. What did I tell y'all? For those of y'all that actually listen to my insanity or stay around for the hours that I end up speaking, when I say I want to do things quick, but I never am quick because my brain is processing everything that it's seeing, and it's like, okay, I see that. I told y'all, I said China was sending all their miners over here because what they want is every single one of their citizens to be the infrastructure for their processing power. Imagine Ethereum within China borders with its own smart contracts faster than Ethereum, tens of thousands of speeds faster than Ethereum, doing all types of DeFi, all types of transactions, all types of things, but they, of course, can watch and see everything that they do, or anybody does on the network. But now their currency or their whatever the coin would be begins to grow and grow. So it's not $1. No, it's scarce enough that they can play the scarce game with it and start growing it. Letting that coin become its own currency coin that people want because it's tied to China's processing power and infinite scale of processing speed. I keep telling y'all don't get that this is a infrastructure play. China's bought all the and the powers that be are so damn dumb. They don't even realize the game is already over, y'all. Who owns the majority of the real estate? How many foreign banks, how many sub-foreign banks, how many banks tied to sub-foreign banks to sub-foreign accounts that are all tied in Chinese hands? Or foreign investors, as they want to say. So then if you know all the land is being bought up and now they're bringing all their miners, now when they turn on their grids and they put on their machines, you don't think those machines will also be here? They're already coming here. They now have legitimate space to put not only Bitcoin miners and quote-unquote Ethereum miners, but they can also put any Chinese-based cryptocurrency hardware in their buildings and not say a thing. They don't have to say, oh, we also have 125,000 Zen, whatever coin or Chinese coin miner coins. They don't have to say that. They say we have Bitcoin. They say you have Ethereum. They let everybody know all the, but they ain't got to say, oh, in these facilities, we have this many coins that are mining for Chinese cryptocurrency. Hardware, man. Transactions. We are in a transaction economy. We are in the AI's world. The AI only cares about data bits, and it only wants to know data to be able to work on it or use it for something. That's it. You're nothing more than data bits now, just like I am. So what we do, what we create, are all the bits. The creators will have more bits than the consumers. Well, they'll have bits, but they'll just have consumption bits. The AI will just know how to keep feeding you. But for the creators, the AI will shape your creation. Viral video shows Malaysia police crushing 1,069 Bitcoin miners with a steamroller. FUD. To bring them, told you, everybody's in on the game. Oh, let's see if we can get this thing to go down. We're against Bitcoin. No, they're going to make their own coin. Who do they talk to? Who are they kind of chilling around? What are they doing? Hey, we're going to do the same thing. Because we have blackouts. We're going to blame Bitcoin for the blackouts. Not the fact of bad failing infrastructure. No, it's Bitcoin's fault. That we're using more power in a world that's going to end up using more power. But rather than focus on how we generate more power to sequester and store that so that we can use more energy efficiently, let's just run over equipment that costs tens of thousands, and now that's not recyclable. You didn't recycle these things. This was the grossest display of inefficient use of hardware ever. They could have reclaimed all the CPUs out of these things. They could have reclaimed all of the specific boards out of these things and done something else. But no, this is what we do. Bitcoin bounces off 31. Remember, 28 was the down. After Bank of America greenlights BTC's futures trading. Like I said, there's going to be more shit. More people buying Bitcoin. Thorchain attack drains protocol of an estimated 7.6 million. I told y'all there's going to be more of these attacks draining these protocols. That's why I'm very careful in watching. I told you by the end of the cycle, by November, you're going to know who's going to be around, who survived. Because when there's so much money in all these accounts, it's going to cause the hackers to come out and try to break every system. It happened with Ethereum. We saw what happened. Classic Ethereum. All right. China's Bitcoin crackdown cutting mining emissions or shifting them somewhere else? They came to America. Oh, that's right. All right. So yeah, we're done here. These were the news I was doing from last week. Here I did all these last week before I left, and I was still going through the news, but I stopped because I had to run out and spend some time with the fam. I was working when I wasn't supposed to work that long. Cardano holding up well for these reasons. Everybody knows that Cardano is getting ready to do its upgrades. Right now, there's bets that they can't make it in October. So October 1st, I told y'all in the Discord, I am not hedging all my bets on just Cardano. Cardano is like 5 to 10 year play. I don't think Cardano gets past $5 to $10 this cycle. I don't think Cardano gets by maybe 500 to 1,000 next cycle. Maybe it does, but I don't really think so. Again, they work really, really slow, and I don't know if they're going to be hungry enough to survive. I'm going to still invest. It's still good money. I'm just not going to try to build my app on something that takes forever for upgrades, because we got to go through a whole bunch of intellectual idiots. Sometimes it is good to break something and fail, but each his own. DeFi project Aave to release Ethereum based Twitter alternative this year. So the company that gave us a way to earn Aave and earn interest, like I have here, like I can claim my reward. I meant to do this while I was on network anyway. Switch network. Okay, now I'm on the Polygon network. I wasn't on the Polygon network, so now I'm on the Polygon network. Right now you can see it is 0.00101 is going to be my gas fee on this. So I bet you don't see that in Ethereum, huh? Huh, man? And then we're going to, that's it. It's done. So that now is finito. I'll just have to wait for that to get into my wallet. And this should disappear from here. It is gone. And then I can deposit that Matic whenever it ends up showing up in my thing over here. I'll deposit it back in here and let it compound and earn a little bit more interest. It's one of the games I've been playing to see what's going on in DeFi. I told you I've been learning DeFi, but I'm also learning how to play a more stable version of the DeFi game than the one that most of these guys are playing. So again, DeFi project Aave to release an Ethereum-based Twitter alternative this year. Again, that is on the Polygon network. That's Matic. They do have Ethereum as well. But if they do this, they're not going to... It's Ethereum-based. Oh, they're saying it's Ethereum-based. I don't know if I like that. That seems kind of... I don't know. We'll see. They're going to have to go Polygon, or if they are doing it Ethereum, they have some other protocol to handle gas. Because gas is way too expensive on ETH, and ETH may not get upgraded properly this year. Guggenheim Scott Minerd weighs in on the state of Bitcoin as BTC approaches 30,000. See, fear approaches 30,000. Like, it's gonna break through the floor, people. We already know. If it goes anywhere, it goes to 28, and then 28 it already touched it. It's already touched that. And if we were in some really weak-ish right now, y'all, like really, we would not be fighting this line so much. At this point, I was expecting us to be down here. So that's why I said this weekend, I think is like the weekend that's coming up is this week is going to be really telling. This week that's coming up now, I should say. Because this is going to be a new week this evening. So this week that comes up, the week of the 19th, this is the week that things are going to start changing. Or this is going to be the last week that they can pull this BS. But I think we'll end up the pressure is building up so tight that I think that we're going to get a spinner right here. A spinner green like this. And then we're going to get this immense like let loose of the hounds of war. So right now they're trying to still fear you out of the market. Oh, actually no, don't put that in the video crypto. You know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it. You know why? Because even the fear stuff is important to see. Crypto whales increase Bitcoin holdings, adding 3 billion. Yeah, that's $3 billion in BTC to their portfolios since May. If Bitcoin is so bad, y'all, and I need y'all to think about this. I need you to really, really sink this into your head. If Bitcoin is such a horrible, horrible asset, why did $3.2 billion jump into it? I'll tell you why. Because they've got drones now that can find minerals and ores from meteorites. That means if anything can fall from... I keep telling y'all, if things can fall from the sky, like gold can fall from the sky. Onyx can fall from the sky. Platinum can fall from the sky. If it falls from the sky, it still has worth. Do you know what they just found in Canada? A huge vein of gold, silver, plat, like a whole bunch of other minerals, all in this, like a huge swath of ore. That when that goes on the market, is that not going to bring the price of all the other assets down as it hits the market? Of course it is, because supply and demand. If there is more supply and there's not enough demand, the price drops. If you push some shit into the supply, if we only had a finite amount of gold and we priced it to this because there was a finite amount of gold, well, then what they do is they say, well, we're going to trickle out that gold. Nobody can just dump gold on the market, because everybody is helping to keep the market stable, quote unquote. Everybody's in on the scam. And if it's a scam that they control how much of the ore can come in and out, they can control the price, hence manipulation. So, again, it's a manipulated market. And it's fiat because there's gold that's been salted. That's fake. They found fake gold inside some of these big ass banks. Got fake gold, salted gold. I think MG said this. I think it was you, MG. I think you brought this to us, our attention. Salted gold. Salted gold. Salted or fake gold. Fake branded bars slip dirty gold into world market. See? 2019. 2 years ago. Tungsten filled gold bars found in New York. 1 kilo. That's one bar that they found. How many is? There's been a plentiful amount of gold that's been faked. So all the gold they think they have inside these damn vaults ain't even, they now worry. They don't even want to look. So I ask you, if the gold that they point, that's why you can't have a gold standard no more. But we're digital now. Could there be a digital standard? I think it's called Bitcoin. I think it's almost the same price as a ton of gold. Because it's like, what, 50,000? It's the price for like the ton, right? New price of gold. Right? Kilo. There it is. Oh, sorry. It's a kilo. So a kilo of gold is $58,000, and 1 BTC to USD is $31,000. So at the end of this cycle, and multiple portions of this cycle by the end of this year, Bitcoin will be worth more than gold. Because if gold is 58,000 and Bitcoin is currently 31, but we know, hold on, let me go to my chart. Give me a second. Let's go here, back to the chart. What did we say? We said Bitcoin at the end of the cycle will be touching $132,000. It means when Bitcoin was just up here February through May-ish, right? When it was over 50-something thousand, it was more important than gold. When it breaks through this again, last run up coming. I said it's coming. Is this right here? Right. Anyway, this is going to be more important than gold. So if it's going to be more important than gold, then you got to remember there's only 21 million Bitcoin. 18.5 is gone. 18.5 million of it is gone. 6 million is locked in wallets that they can't get the password to. And then 900 Bitcoin is mined a day, making it mad scarce. And that stuff never touches the market because that's sold over the counter now. So you'll never see that Bitcoin touch the market. And the last Bitcoin is in 2140. And currently, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is the lowest it's been since 2018. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. just for a second so that you can understand what's coming. Why I say a run-up's about to happen, because they can't keep this down. They can't hold this down forever. They've been playing the market like a fiddle, but it's going to break to the top side. Federal judge allows Ripple to question former SEC director in the XRP lawsuit. Yes, the guy that says that it wasn't a security now wants to say it's security because Trump told him to. Yep, you're going to have to answer for that, booty. But once they finish that, this again another valve that's going to get released for Bitcoin. It's not going to be right now, so that's going to be probably the September mark when this gets going, and that's going to push Bitcoin even crazier. Billionaire Mark Cuban accumulating a new crypto asset. Yes, I kind of already know what it is. I think it's Ohm. Yup, Ohm. I've heard this multiple times because his wallet is now publicly available, so now we can pocket watch what he's buying. Right, so I'm going to be looking at this company as well to see what he sees in Ohm. Billionaire fund manager convinced Bitcoin will fall back to 23. No, it is not. US dollar is doomed. I'm going to save that because the fund manager wishes, this is his first season, so you got to excuse him, y'all. He don't know no better. He can hope, but he don't know no better. It's his first season, right? So he's hoping for 23, but there's no fundamentals for that. How do you know, Trash? How do you know there's no fundamentals for 23? Well, there's no fundamentals for 23 being that mark because we've done our sentiment analysis, how we got our blue and our purple lines. We know that the purple line is a very significant line because that is the sentiment for when these things merge together on a monthly point. See, that monthly line came from the intersection of this. So this is a very important line. Just like this purple line up here, which kind of moved, is an important line, right? Just like this purple line up here that seems to be slightly off is an important line. Now, if we go back to the weeklies, I would do the same thing with my blue lines, right? Drawing my lines. What do I now know? My purple lines are significant. Do you notice something? Notice how these bounced right here. Notice how this all played right here. Notice how it's all playing within a pocket of here. So how would I get to, it's right there, right? So let's go further. We said 23. 23, right? Here's another purple. Here's my 28 line. This is why I tell you right now, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because if he knew what he was talking about, he would say 28 like I've been saying. He would say 28K. If it breaks, it's going to 28K. Worst case scenario, it'll probably hit 26. 23? You think it's going to come all the way down here? After breaking a significant purple, yeah, it could come all the way down here. But we're up here, homie. We're accumulating here, homie. We have already done our flesh out. We are now here, homie. And we only have this before the run-in. So you must not understand this asset class, homie. This is your first year. You don't understand yet. You'll learn. It isn't going to go there. The worst case scenario, we go to 28. But do I see that happening? We need some seriously bad news. Like, we need something serious. And I still don't see nothing serious to make it go down. This is why Ethereum could flip Bitcoin. Told you a flippening is happening. It's going to happen over time. As people store more assets into Ethereum, Ethereum's price is going to keep, the market share is going to keep accumulating. As more contracts, as more DeFi, as more everything gets put on Ethereum, and it gets cheaper and cheaper, then it'll make sense. Right now, again, it still costs too much. Gas is way too high. This gas is way too high. They need to cut it. Busking for Bitcoin. Report finds street performers depend on digital payments. Oh, so now people are on the street trying to make crypto. Is that a change, right? So now singers are on the street talking about, look, I ain't looking for your dollars. I'm looking for crypto. You got that? You can send it right on over. Here's my wallet address. Come on. Scan this right here. Send me some money. Yep. I bet you. Buskers get more donations via digital payment methods like PayPal and Bitcoin from people passing by than traditional means. So now, if you want to make music on the street, have a sign with your QR code so that they can sit there and give you some money. So yeah, you can now make money on the street in crypto. And it has a Spotify link, PayPal me, Gold Things Music. There's this thing, busking for Bitcoin. See? Scan their Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dogecoin for the wallet addresses. See? So if you needed to just make music and earn, I'm telling y'all, holding dollars not exactly the greatest thing when you still got to buy food in dollars, right? So I would hold something that'll go above the dollar in the next 4 years. The dollar's not going to. Ask yourself this: if you had bought Bitcoin 4 years ago at the price it was 4 years ago, let's go back. If you bought Bitcoin back in 2021, so it'll be 2017. So if you bought it in 2017, let's say even June of 2017, you would have been buying Bitcoin at $2,000. Even if you bought Bitcoin and just held it because of scarcity, 21 million type things, you would understand that Bitcoin was going to go up in price. Why? Everybody has to buy Bitcoin. Has to buy hardware again to get more to get more Bitcoin. If I have to buy machines and I buy machines here, I have to recoup all the machines I bought to make my to build the Bitcoin, right? If I want to get Bitcoin, I want to mine Bitcoin, all those things on the ground that got run over by a steamroller, all of these things cost money. Some cost like 10 grand. So if you have to recoup a 10 grand thing, you're not recouping it in 12 months. Or 8 months, excuse me. Not unless you're in a cycle for that. But this is where you buy your hardware, and this is where you start making some revenue, and then here's where you need to sell all the revenue you made to be able to buy more hardware for the next cycle, because the next cycle is going to come. So right now you can make money on the street in crypto. Again, I'm showing you a digital life is a changing. Crypto exchange Binance ending support for MicroStrategy. Tesla. They're getting out of the stock market because told you we're in a Cold War. Exchanges, there needs to be a U.S. exchange. That U.S. exchange is already one. It's called Coinbase. Now that it is on the stock market, now that it's a stock, it's now available to be in multiple countries. So now all the countries that Coinbase is now going to be a stock in, Binance is getting pushed out. Coincidence? I think not. Smaller crypto assets in demand as eToro investors seek diversification. I don't use eToro. Bank of America launches Bitcoin futures. I already know that's a lot. This is a big news item. We talked about this. New move from the Federal Reserve. They're trying to control stable coins. It's not a big deal. Go ahead and control them. Coinbase CEO responds to Dogecoin's bleak outlook on Bitcoin. The Dogecoin guy came out saying that, if you look at crypto is a scam because everybody, all these big investors are now owning all the coins, and all the little people that it was supposed to help are getting kicked out. That's a true statement. And he's absolutely right about that. But they're getting kicked out because they're selling. Do you hear what he's saying? He's saying that the little people are being pushed out of the crypto market. Crypto is not going to solve wealth inequality. It's not trying to create the same outcome for everyone, but it does create wealth mobility and more equality of opportunity for everyone. It levels the playing field at least to some degree. So what he's saying is, yes, no people. What he's saying is, it's a story inside the Richest Man in Babylon, the book I tell y'all to read. Right inside that book, again, I reference this book because it changed my life because it makes you think different. Again, flipping your mind. Inside the book talks about the same damn thing. The richest man in Babylon had all the wealth, so the king was like, "Yo, why is all my people poor?" Didn't we just do some? Didn't we just come off a lick and like all the money and all this wealth went to everybody? Yes. And the guy was like, "Yes, my lord, everybody got the money, but it seems to just flow through their hands and just end up right back to the same 1 to 2% people that own everything that people spend money at." What a coincidence, right? That, where people spend, the people that made the things, the creators of things made money, and the people that just want to consume had no money. It's in the book, man, and that's where I was like, well, damn. And it's a story written by somebody in like the 50s or 60s, and it's supposed to be based off of it being a storyline of like ancient, Egypt or Babylon, whatever, right? It's supposed to be like in there, but in there it's talking about Moorish and it talks about Moors and it talks about the Levanta, and it like makes you feel like it's like it clicked. All my financial juices clicked with it. And in that story, the book is how the richest man in Babylon needs to teach a few people how to deal with money, how to deal with wealth. And then they began sharing that information. Those people would then share it with other people. And how Babylon became the richest city was because it had most of its citizenship earning, not consuming. The rest of the world came to Babylon and spent their money there. They became the greatest repository of holding other people's funds. They became a bank. And then the bank was destroyed. So we are now back to being our own banks. We have to hold the money for long terms. We have to find fiscal responsibility. We have to earn interest. We have to make our revenues work for ourselves. We have to take our assets, our work, our arts, our collective and digital and distributed properties, and we need to earn on them over the length and life of ourselves and our estates. To do that, we have to control our estates again. That's why this talk doesn't just talk about crypto. It talks about the fact of where's your corporations, where are your corporate flags, because the corporate flag is the pirate flag, and we have been locked underneath pirate flags for multiple years, which is why Bob Marley said, "Oh pirates, yes they rob I, sold I to the merchant ship" in Redemption Song, because we're still dealing with the same pirates. That's why I love that movie Pirates of the Caribbean so much, is because that's the tale of their come up. Watch the movie again. Just change a few of the colors. Jackson, Tennessee Mayor Scott Conger is sold on Bitcoin. Well, golly lee Bob, in Tennessee, a scarce asset that's more than the US dollar that keeps appreciating in value seems like a worldly thing to have. Of course, jackass. It's about time these people realize it. They don't have a choice, man. Just like I didn't have a choice about needing to get into tech or needing to become a web designer because it was the only jobs I saw that was making over $50,000. Now I got to be a blockchain developer. Now I got to be a blockchain consultation specialist. Now I got to be a blockchain fund manager. See, the titles shift, but you're still working in tech. I'm still programming with JavaScript and HTML. Who would have thunk? London hard fork will trigger enormous run-up in demand and value of Ethereum. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Right now, we're waiting for Ethereum to launch. We'll see if it launches with all their smart contracts in September or August, whenever that thing's going to actually launch. I don't even know when. It's second financial quarter of 2021. August upgrade. Yeah, so it's going to upgrade in August. And then Cardano's supposed to upgrade in September for an October rollout. And there's bets against that too. So we've got more Cardano news with Charles Hoskinson, which is the project manager right now, unveiling details for a new crypto project. Have not read this yet, so I won't get into this one. I'll look into it and then come back at y'all with it later if I find something interesting. Again, when it comes to Charles, I'm not going to care too much about how many projects he's got because I'm waiting for this one project to get done. Focus, my brother. Focus. Let's get there. If not, I'm going to Elron, man, because Elron's got functional crap right now. Let's go. These are the most popular altcoins among, I bet you it's a bunch of, I bet you Sol or Dot. There we go. The Near Protocol, Oasis Network, that's another one. Keep, Solana, DeFi. There's something new, CKB, whatever that is. Dodo, Finance Exchange, Filecoin, yep, Data. Scale, Network. Stacks, blockchain developer. Data Protocol, GRT. Some programming going on with that recently on a couple videos, so yeah, I can see that going up fast soon. Rad, peer-to-peer software building tool. I gotta look into that. So yeah, a lot of data infrastructure plays. I keep telling y'all, if you think like an application developer, how do I build on blockchain and start looking at all of that? Who's going to win? Who's going to do the transactions? And start investing into the companies who might be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which networks are seemingly jumping up in DeFi? Who's putting the most applications up? Who's got applications running? Who's going to have more applications next quarter? Who's going to have more applications fall of this year? Who's going to have more applications January of this year? That's what you're watching. And then when Bitcoin is crashing, who survives the crash? By April, everybody's shaking out. I'm investing in the winners that are going to keep pushing through the crash. Hacker Group Anonymous launches a new crypto asset, cites Elon Musk and China as the cause for the coin's creation. We'll have to see if this is actually from Anonymous, because evidently it looked like there's some ties to another crypto scam that may happen. There's going to be a lot of scams getting ready to happen, y'all, as the run-up's about to come. Like, I am just preparing y'all for the insanity of what this cycle looks like. If this is y'all first year in Bitcoin, or the first time you've been in a halving cycle, which means if you weren't here in 2017, 2018 when it all crashed, really I want to say if you hadn't bought Bitcoin by December of 2017, you're not in the cycle. Because by the 2018 it was already crashed. It was crashing. It was done. Because December it's over. So if you hadn't gotten in by 28. Is it 2017? Hold on. 2017, yeah. If you hadn't gotten in by 2017, it was a wrap. So then we had our halvening now, and then our halvening ends at the end of this cycle. The cycle ends in December. And it's a wrap. So we don't know. The last time there was a big wallet or something the other, and evidently there's some signatures that are looking like it might be people that are based in some scams that had happened. So we don't know if it's actually anonymous. A lot of the groups have retired. A lot of the people that have been in the groups have retired. So I don't know. Whales are quietly pouncing on Ethereum as crypto market meanders, according to analytics firm sentiment. Of course, you're meandering, Daily How. No. We're in a significant manipulation. Bart Simpson had slams, all this stuff is going on. Fake, falsified news, fear tactic news, all this stuff, the whole market shake up. So no, we know it's all full of BS. So we know they're buying up, the moral of the story, they're buying up Ethereum as they've bought on all their Bitcoin. They're buying Ethereum, they're buying Cardano, they're buying Matic, they're buying everything in silence. What you do is when the market is down like this, what I do is I start looking for my sales. What's going on? What can I buy? What's cheap? So I come here, I go to CoinGecko, I look at what's down for the last 7 days. Ooh, okay. Has the fundamentals in any of these things gone down, and can I get some while it's still cheap? Ooh, I haven't gotten into Harmony. I might want to get in there. It looks kind of cheap. Ooh, if I want more Matic, it was at $1. It's now 81 cents. I might want more. I should grab some. Hey, wasn't this Stacks thing I just saw? Oh, it's under $1. I might need to get more. Flow. Ain't that a gaming thing? It's expensive, but it's a gaming thing. I might want to get in. Decentraland. Oh, it's cheap. I might want to get more. Graph. It's a data play. It's under $1. Oh, I might want to get more. Dot. Didn't we just see that? Oh, it's down 18%. I might want to get more. I'm not playing with this one. And then this, Data Fuel. I might want to get more. Solana. Okay, again, this Terra. Ooh, 666. Okay, that's what's up. Nature of man. All right, so Terra is on the radar. So Chainlink data play, $15. Like I said, this y'all don't understand. Like when I say it's 15, it's only because that is the range of what the few like. If I go 180 days, it was $50. It's now $15. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't get it. That's why I said things are on sale. People are scared. I'm sitting there going, "Oh God, there's sales. I don't know when I'm gonna get a price like this again on this. When can which is the best deal I can grab? Like I'm hunting deals right now. So now I've shown you what done the deals, how I hunt my deals. I would look at the 7-day average. I scroll. I make sure I get the people that have lost the most amount of money over that time, who's been losing bad, and then I go around here and I look and see who's under $1. I don't want Dogecoin. I got enough of that. I'm playing the game, but I'm playing it on another level. I'm playing it on a trade. I'm not playing it on the trade. I'm playing it only because there is potential for it to connect to a swap externally, like Ethereum is. So if they set that up, then this thing goes up a bit. I then can get the hell out of it, especially after the bull run when everybody runs to Doge. Pancake swap. Yeah, so there's some good deals out here, especially VeChain. I just saw that. Hold on. So, looking at some deals. Kasama, that's still mad expensive. Helium, I might want some of that. And again, Cardano's still $1.19. And I've been also grabbing some. I didn't grab that. Some sushi for the exchange. So, needless to say, everybody's silently buying everything right now. Celsius Network versus Coinbase, which crypto interest account is best? You just get your interest and just make sure the systems are secure and stable. New York Giants star goes crypto. Yes, everybody's going to convert revenue that they're making, physical assets. Hey, let me take this endorsement money that's not my main core money. Let me take my main core money and stick it in a regular institution, earn whatever. You're probably not going to do much for me, but take my endorsement money and I'll risk that over here. And if that goes crazy, well, shoot, that 100,000 makes me $1 million type beats. I got you. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of this happening now. Again, these assets are scarce in some regards. Federal Reserve Chair Powell emphasizes substance over speed on a digital dollar. They already have it. It's called US dollar coin. It's already there. They're just harping. He doesn't understand that it's already here. It's already pegged. It's already in usage. It's already circulating. It's gonna be the dollar coin. Sorry. It's already there. APAC's first crypto outlook. I don't know what this is, so we're going to move on. Ethereum could settle 8. That's million. That's billion. That's trillion. I just had to slow down and stop and look. Ethereum could sell 8 trillion in transactions this year. I don't think y'all get it. Ethereum could settle 8 trillion in transactions this year. Like, look how much, $31. So that's going to be $31, $73, $88, $438. So this has got to be in the millions then, right? Then this has got to be millions. Then this has got to be trillions. And this has got to be trillion. So yes. So this was 31 million, 73 million, 88 million, 87 million, 116, 159, 438. Like, look how much transactions are happening. That's crazy, man. How much money is being transacted. 1.7 trillion in transactions throughout the quarter. I really can't say much because I'm doing a lot of transactions myself, just from the robots. I'm doing like hundreds of thousands of transactions. So that makes sense. That makes sense a lot. It makes sense. SEC postpones BTF ETF decision. Here's what could be holding it back. What do I tell y'all? They say we're going to hold off. When we hold it off, we're holding it for when we can drop the negative sentiment. UK's local currencies are going crypto. Of course they are. Brazil approves first Latin American-based ETF. Axie Infinity, a play-to-earn game, is doing much better than everything else on the planet. We did all of these. Yeah, we did some of these. Let me just scroll out of this and actually mark all of these as red so I can get a new set of news articles. Ethereum co-founder says he's quitting crypto because it's risk to his health. I mean, he's got so much money. He has security with him everywhere, so he's going to liquidate and just get out of it. So, like, hey, guys, I ain't got no money. Everything's tied into assets and loans, and I ain't got no crypto, so don't even come at me with that type of energy. So, yeah, some of these original, so these guys that initiated Ethereum, however long it is, they're starting to retire. That's how much money they got. So, we're dealing with the future trillionaires. Tennessee may a way to understand this is you see Elon Musk. Elon Musk is part of the PayPal cartel. Okay, so understand where I'm coming from is coming from an understanding of this. I watched PayPal get created, and from PayPal's birth came the PayPal Mafia, the PayPal Mafia, right? So Peter Thiel, who you hear in a plenty talks, let's see, Elon Musk, Yammer, the guy that created that, Tesla, SpaceX, he did that. Part of the PayPal. Let's see. PayPal became a partner of Sequoia Capital, one of the largest venture capital firms. PayPal co-founded YouTube. So YouTube came from this guy. This guy he is an early investor in Facebook, Friendster. That was another Zynga. So that's your Farmville and all those games that came out back in the day. Flickr, Dig, Ping FM, Last FM, another social network. Oh, LinkedIn. They didn't even put LinkedIn. That's actually his biggest claim to fame is actually LinkedIn. Oh, there it is, LinkedIn. That's his actual major thing. So again, these guys, so now you look this up. This guy came off, he created the Founders Fund. This guy co-founded YouTube, so he has more money. YouTube. Palantir, that's big. The super angel investor, PayPal, LinkedIn, Kiva, Yelp, Yelp, Reddit, Facebook. So, again, the people that made PayPal made so much money, they ended up taking over large sectors of the business. So, what you see happening in crypto is happening all over again. So, when these people start retiring, please understand they're becoming the next trillionaires. The next, he's moving into another venture capital, is going to do something else, and it's going to be something big because he's got a lot of cash to get into it. And it might be tied to something dealing with Ethereum or crypto, or maybe he doesn't do any crypto whatsoever because he says he's going to be done with it. But that's, no, I don't think so. He's taking a break. He'll be back. He'll be back silently with silent funds. He's not getting out of crypto. His personal being is getting out of crypto. There'll be a silent fund that he's a venture capitalist that we'll know about 5 years later. Tennessee mayor calls Bitcoin the only fix for inflation. Like I said, it is. Here's the realistic price target for Cardano in 2021. I said $10, right? I said $5, right? He said 5. Can ADA reach $10? That would mean it would need a 320 billion market cap. So $5. He's saying a $5 ADA. Okay. I might, all right, I'll follow with you on that. Ethereum did $5 around its first run. People said 10, but we got to see what happens in December. But I think 5 on an average is a good number to look at. This sector will take digital assets to the masses. That's going to be big. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be DeFi? No, it is going to be gaming. Play to earn. Axis Infinity, see? Play to earn. So you can now play games and earn money. Some people in Malaysia or other countries actually make more money than going to work from the game. And the game, if you look up the token, AXS, how much it is to over the US dollar, you can see why people are playing the game and earning. Why it's doing so well, because it's an economy, and economies are gonna work, especially decentralized one. Brazil greenlights first Ethereum ETF. That means more scarcity on assets being used. Crypto, whatever, we talked about that already. Ethereum surge, yes, we're gonna have everything surge in 3 weeks. Crypto, well, 2 weeks really. Within the next 2 weeks. Crypto mining firm Compass goes nuclear with partnership. Everybody's getting ready. Everybody's gearing up. Oldest U.S. bank, BNY Mellon, to provide grayscale Bitcoin trust with asset servicing and ETF services. So it's sliding in there. Everybody's gearing up. But Bitcoin's still down. Fidelity Digital grows crypto staff 70%. They are hiring. Fidelity Investments is in hiring negotiations right now with people to increase their staff by 70%. Telling you, everybody's coming into the space. This is not going to be light. Crypto analyst predicts all-time highs for 2 altcoins. Polkadot data plays. See, you notice how my plays are everywhere. Chainlink tells us he's keeping a close watch on Phala Network, a privacy-preserving protocol for cloud computing services. Privacy cloud computing. Interesting. I'll keep an eye on that because cloud computing is what we do with putting a website up. I can render something as an application. Like, let's say if I have a calculator that I want to run and I want it to, when somebody hits a button, it automatically does a calculation from the submittal and sends back a result. Well, I could do that. The run of that is processing, and that's what this could potentially do, something like that. Run decentralized apps. And the sand token, sandbox, gaming. Tell y'all, gaming is huge. I am going to be deep in the gaming space in making products, audio, graphics, tech, coding, assets, all types of stuff. Senator Toomey called out proposed crypto rule, then bought crypto. Yeah, Senator in there called out a whole bunch of people on crypto, bought crypto. Not surprised. Grayscale tax BNY for ETF services. So again, we're looking at the ETF and expanding workforce. See, the biggest news is all that. There's some things in your business that I wanted to talk about, talk towards. Trying to see how far my business news goes. That's a lot of business news. Let me see. We might not do all of these today. It's very dangerous to invest in stocks and Bitcoin right now. It's very dangerous to invest in stocks. My stocks will not be the same price next year, or they will not be double, if not triple, the price than they are in 4 years. My Bitcoin will be higher. So it's riskier to be in stocks than it is in crypto because I have scarcer assets. Economy week ahead, housing and jobless claims. Yeah, this is going to be big. I want to keep an eye on what the jobless numbers look like. It's the continuing jobless numbers that are more important than the numbers that they love spilling out, like how many people dropped off the rolls. Dropping off the rolls just means if somebody had only X amount of time to be there, like 11 weeks or X amount of money, and they ain't got no more money, it stops paying, they just drop off the rolls. That's it. They didn't get no more money, they didn't get a job, they're off the rolls. Now the ones that's the continuing, which is like 2 million people, and out of 3 million jobs that are gone, and we're still at 2 million people still on the rolls, that means only 1 million jobs came back, and most of those are $15 and below. So let's not be cute and clamorous. We ain't got no economy. So we've got other problems to deal with. So I know I've got to keep focusing digital because I know we're having issues with housing and jobless and all the other stuff. Delegation and scale, how remote work affected various industries. Yeah, I mean, we got to deal with the fact that now a lot of people are trying to cancel remote work, which is going to end up canceling a lot of businesses. So we're going to have a shuffle of businesses where they're not going to be able to have anybody come to work because they refuse to give people what they want, which is to stay home and work. They don't want a computer anymore. I don't want to drive an hour to sit at a computer. Why am I driving 2 hours a day to sit at a computer? Why are you wasting 2 hours of my life to come work for you for less money every freaking year? You're not beating inflation, and I have to come here I have to drive 2 hours to get here to sit at a computer. It makes no sense. That's what everybody's realizing. Let's fix it. And that's what remote and blockchain will do. Africa central banks hold key rates amid virus resurgence. They're trying to stop crypto from getting into the zone because they got warlords, and they can't really stop it because people got cell phones. You know, the digital thing that's starting to mess up the whole analog world. Whatever happened in our world is happening in other people's worlds. It just happens slower because they're not 1000% digital yet. As they become more and more digital, their world will begin to flip. As their world begins to flip, where they're flipping digital, then our world flips even deeper into digital because we are now supporting a deeper digital world. Just running into it. Why digital freelancing is the future of work. See why I come over here? Because they tell you. They tell you the truth. Freelancing, which means get ready to get half your paycheck cut. You got to work. If you don't work, you don't eat. Chipotle. Holding employers accountable for workplace culture. So now they want you to sit there and give your bosses a hard damn time And what they'll just do is ostracize the bosses and say, well, I don't even want you here anymore. I'll just get a computer. Yeah, they don't understand that. Chipotle, Target use TikTok to find the workers they need in a tight job market. Yeah, they're going to try to find all the young kids they need on TikTok. Duh. They got to spend money for that, though. Hope they make enough money to cover it. Still working remotely? Your 2021 taxes may be more complicated than your 2020 return. If you're using TurboTax, probably not. Because if you're using TurboTax, you're pretty much going to have an easier time doing your taxes. Just know and file everything, cook up to your accounts, let it download all the information you need from your business accounts, and then just let it run itself. Are fully remote businesses the future? Yes, because decentralized autonomous organizations are going to rule corporations. Fed has sunny view of inflation. Yes, of course the Fed has a sunny view. They print the money. So of course, don't worry about it. We're not even going to worry about it. We're going to print more money. Your dollar is fine. Yo, it's not. Congress is sitting on an easy solution to speed up growth without causing inflation. They're still trying to hide the fact that inflation's here. Come on, y'all. Stop it. If we agreed to buy less stuff, we could be happier and work fewer hours. Yes, buy less stuff because your money is not stretching anyway. So let's start telling you to stop buying stuff. Millennials are breaking free from their desk jobs and working remotely in places like Mexico. People are getting out. The whole I need to be in the United States conversation is going to start happening. Do I really need to live here to make money if I'm not even needing your dollar? Okay, we're moving on now. Why your brand credibility depends on high quality content strategy. Yeah, okay. You can, but then how do you create high quality content? Or do you have a high quality content staff? How many people help you write your stuff and get your stuff out? You see? You're in an oversaturated market and they're going to tell you that you need to really concentrate on high quality content. Okay, what kind of content? What, video? Or should I be doing TikTok? Or should I be doing YouTube? Or should I be doing Facebook? Or should I be doing it all? How do I map it all? How do I do all that? How many people are doing that? How many people who lost their jobs now all want to be marketing themselves online? You know, media being the gross national product type beats that I've been talking about. Media being every nation's gross national product in the next 5 years. Every nation will be a bunch of media heads because we got nothing else to do, and everybody's watching everybody else do something in a digital space and paying for that, or streaming that, or being a voiceover talk to that, or being some sidebar conversation that they're recording. Everybody's going to be talking about everybody doing something online, and that's going to be it. That is the economy of everybody jobless. Oh, no, we don't have no problems, Trash. No. Escalating material prices turn construction bids into a gamble. Now we're talking about you got people doing construction. I'm going to build my home. Hey, construction company, build my home. Okay, this is how much it's going to cost. Okay, bank, let's do all this. Okay, I'm going to fund it. Okay, let's go. Hey, it's costing me more now. A lot more, especially because the ship was stuck at dry dock and we lost like months, and now everything's expensive, and all the big guys got all the stuff, and I'm just a small guy and I can't really afford that no more. So like, on the real, like, for real, I'm gonna need more money, or I gotta just cancel this thing. But you started work, but I gotta cancel this thing. That's happening everywhere. So don't tell me the economy's good if now we've got construction companies defaulting on projects. That sounds like 2008, 2007, 2006, before the crash. Airstream CEO explains why the company has too many applicants even though it doesn't put out job ads amid a hiring spree. There's not enough jobs for all the jobs that are being automated in the computer space. I should know. I automate computer jobs. 7 pieces of, that's why, like, when I talk, y'all gotta understand, I'm coming from a place that I'm not asking you or telling you. I'm not asking you, as my dad would say, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I'm not asking you that automation is going to take your job or change your entire life. I'm telling you because I've been part of the programming to make it happen. I've been doing automation since it was called macros. I got hired because I could do macros. I then had to figure out how to automate for a company. I automated for the company and got the job. I then went on to full staff because I could prove and build out the application. I built it in 1 year's time. A whole agency, a whole office got closed. So I'm part of this. Seriously. So I know this economy is shifting into where it's shifting because I've watched this. It's like I'm Nigadamus. Only because I'm connecting the dots that are clearly seen. If you collect enough dots, you can see a clear picture, right? Political risk back on the radar, emerging market currency trades. So like everybody's talking about these emerging markets and all this other stuff. What's going to stabilize all this? Our regular fiat money isn't helping because everybody has the same problem. Everybody's printing. Everybody's Fed says they're not going to stop the printing. So everybody's dollar is inflating into hyper inflated numbers. The food is getting more and more expensive. Went to the store with my chef future wife, and damn it if the damn prices of things didn't blow my hair back. $8 for some seasoning? I thought I just saw the seasoning a couple years ago was $5. I was like, oh, I should buy that. It's $8 now. That's $3 more for the same amount of seasoning. I gotta look and see if the seasoning is the same size. It probably is because it's from the industrial store that we go to. How you can create an environment in which employees achieve business goals? Yeah, let them work from home. And have some type of project management system that they're actually tracked on their work. Bond rally is debt. So I don't really care if like people bonds or debts, and that's like corporate bond is corporate printing. That's corporate money printing. So that's not a good sign for me if the people are running on a rally over there. If everybody's doing, you know what I think this is? People are wondering what they missed. Everybody saw what MicroStrategies did, and the fact that they sold debt of their company stock to be able to buy more Bitcoin. I bet you a bunch of companies are now doing that. I bet you by this fall, third quarter, we're going to be here. By third quarter, we're going to hear how many companies, after this run up past 60,000, we're going to hear how many companies have bought Bitcoin using company debt. They're just not talking about it now because they don't want to do the run up yet. You know what? I want to jump into something really fast because I could go on that news forever. But there is actually some news I saved that I think is important here. Think here. And I think here. Yes. Okay. I want to show you how the world's changing on you. Pizza shop in Paris is entirely operated by robots. Flipboard at ToxicHustle, your business. So at ToxicHustle is the Flipboard. If you want to see some of these articles, we grab up. This pizza shop in Paris is operated entirely by, so a whole pizza shop by robots. I told you, they don't need you for $10 anymore. I keep saying, like, y'all don't understand the transition that's coming. I do. I write software to automate the white collar jobs out of existence. If the white collar jobs are going, where do you think all the blue collar jobs are going? And the farm labor jobs are going? The white collar jobs are the easiest ones to automate. These have been the hardest ones. Do you know what they did? All of these guys focus on the hardest problem first. Of automating all this stuff. So now you've got farming robots, you've got pizza, you got the cooking robots. So some farm to table The robot could be making your meals and delivering it as far as no service robots, right? To serve you your food, the service robots can come out and deliver the food to the table. No humans. Apple employees are quitting in response to the company's remote work policy. What did I just tell you? I told you companies are going to have a problem keeping people, because what sense does it make driving to sit on a computer? Why am I driving 2 hours a day to sit on a computer? I drive an hour to work, I drive an hour home. Why am I driving 2 hours a day to sit on a computer? My internet speed is faster than yours, homeboy, and if it's not, then I can go install it for you, install it for myself. Okay, I'm installing it. I can do that with the money I saved in gas going back and forth to your office for 2 hours every damn day. And that's just if you have that luxury. Some people don't. They got 4-hour trips a day. I have people that were working in New York and going to Long Island from Brooklyn and taking the trains to do it. And they were leaving early in the morning, like 2 in the morning, to get to work by 7. Then leave work regular and ain't getting home till near nighttime. Never ate at home, because they would just go home to sleep and come back to work, because they had a home in Brooklyn. Nah, it don't make sense no more. Those are the things like that I saw. I was like, yo, this don't make no sense. Master degrees are the second largest scam in higher education. I just said that because I told you the news is on my radar telling me that the things that I've been feeling is right. That's why I didn't go to college, because high school seemed like the dummy mission. Graduated, yay. None of that shit I use now. Especially his story. Apple employees say the company is cracking down on remote work. Everybody is. And they're going to feel what that feels like soon. They're going to know. They're going to learn. They're going to learn today. MIT predicted in 1972 that society will collapse this century. New research shows that we're on schedule. Reset. Told you, it's in the news everywhere. I worry about inflation, says BlackRock, one of the largest investment places out here right now. Larry Fink warns it's unlikely to be transitory. In other words, this ain't going to just stop. No, this is going to be a big thing. He's worried about inflation. It's already here. Hope you have something that's hedged against inflation, something that'll appreciate in value in the next 4 years over $1 that isn't going to move anywhere. Just saying, if you had $1,000 in a bank 4 years ago, how much money is in your bank today? I think you'd still have the same. Well, you'll probably have less than the $4,000 in your bank. Trail launches a platform for zero friction games on the browser. Games on the browser. Blockchain can also do that. I'm telling you, there's new industries forming. I don't see regular work. I see a new industry forming. More than half of European IT outsourcing spending will soon be on cloud services. Y'all see this? More than half of every company in Europe's IT outsourcing, everything they're doing to outsource work, whether they hire people to fly them into the company, like this is India, China, every place that people have been hiring and bringing people into their businesses to work, half of that work is going away. We don't need you, IT. Because in America, we haven't needed IT for multitudes of years since Amazon backed a truck up. Ah, damn you. Amazon, right? Amazon will back a truck up to get your data. That's called the snowmobile. AWS snowmobile will back a data truck right up to your daggone stuff and get exabytes of data out of your business. That was a quick little sample. Hey, this is what we want to do. And look what they did. Exactly what they wanted to do. Right? And they showed the screens. Basically, you back a snowmobile, 100 petabits container. Petabyte. 45-foot long container truck backs up, gets your data, and moves it to the cloud for you. All right? So this had already killed the IT specialist. When did they start backing trucks up? When did the data truck come? 2016. 2016. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We're 5 years later, we're talking about that they're going to cut off 5 years, gal. 5 years. 5 years it took them to say that they were going to stop. I told y'all, all these companies are 5 to 10 years behind. I tell you, y'all going to hear from me. All these companies are typically 5 years behind you. If you're in tech and you understand tech, they're pretty much 5 years behind you. So now they're getting out of IT. Amazon's been, it's going into the cloud. Amazon's been backing up trucks for 5 years, man. See? Google employees angered by search giants' hypocritical remote work policies. So again, everybody know you're not gonna work. No, it's done. They want you back in the offices. They want you back. They've got these big buildings. They paid all this money for these buildings. They don't know what to do with these buildings yet. They know they can potentially maybe put servers in here, but they're going to do that in all the homes. They want you in the headquarters. They want you back. They need your brains in the building. They want your brains. No. You're done with you. We're decentralizing now. We're done with the centralization. So these companies are going to have a hard time. People are going to leave. Wells Fargo, Apple, Microsoft, Broadcom. 5 things you really don't know what that is. Amazon patents trucks that unleash and direct fleets of delivery drones. So, drone delivery. I don't need the drivers. It's coming. I'm telling y'all. Record-breaking Chinese supercomputer marks new quantum supremacy milestone 4 days ago. Walmart will be bringing symbiotic robots to 25 distribution centers. That is phase 1. It's always, let's be symbiotic until we can map out the human environment and then remove them. So this is how you do first phase. You do a symbiotic relationship where you work with robots, and then robots will begin to usurp you out of all the other positions they don't need you to. And then the warehouse will be empty. In time, not yet. It'll be a couple years. Inflation just jumped the most in years, yet markets are largely ignoring it. Because everybody's on Kool-Aid and print money. Everybody's on monopoly money and they ain't got off of it yet. It's gonna be a hard awakening when the reset smacks them in the face. Life unprepared baby boomers without pension turn to low-wage jobs. See? So now all the baby boomers who did not set up their accounts, my mother's one of those that did not set up themselves properly, financially, and now they're not ready. But now she's not in the mental state to be able to even handle that. I've got to figure it out, and I've already known that. Now think about it. You think you can get a low-wage job? All right. What are the companies going to do? Hey, if you're kind of older but not too old, I can have a younger manager be over you, but get you since you really need the money and you're not going to run because you got bills and you've been working this thing. You know how it is. You're going to work. And I'm going to get that work out of you. And now they're turning to these low-wage jobs because they have to keep it going because they're not making enough to keep up with inflation. Yes, the word rearing its head. I'm in the business side of it, looking at inflation on the physical things that are dealing with business. Period. The state of American retirement, there is none. They can't retire. So I'm looking at these things and I already see it. no retirement, need a new asset, jobs are scarce, people don't want to go back in. You're going to probably have to get a poke in the arm to do so. If you don't want to do that, you're going to have problems. So you're going to have to come up with something else. You got to make your own money. How to prepare for AI productivity boom. Again, I'm telling y'all, once AI starts getting into the mix and can start doing things, it's going to create a productivity boom, which will be a burden to anybody who's physically still needing a job. Let's see. If you're not vaccinated, you can't enter certain countries. So that's that. Cracks in the Great Wall. Oh, yeah. There's a specific thing that China does supposedly where they show you one side of themselves, and it's a very charming side, and then as they encroach and get more accumulating into their what they want, it's winning by attrition. It's like it's a death by 1,000 cuts. Right? That's kind of the thought process. It's death by 1,000 cuts. If I cut you one time and I cut you fast and I cut you lightly, you feel it, it hurts, but it ain't gonna kill you. I'll cut you, and then I 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 cut you. Soon you'll bleed out, soon you'll die. It'll take a long time before you do all that. So what they've done is this science is typically, see, you feel pain, but when you're printing money and you have all this fake money coming, all of that isn't showing you any pain. You're padding out your pain. With the 2008 crash, they padded out the pain and kicked the can down the road. The problem is they got to keep doing. But now we have a bigger problem. There is nothing to pad it out. 2008 was caused by one vehicle, subprime mortgage, or the housing sector. Well, now we have 3 other vehicles besides the housing sector to deal with in derivatives. We have payday loans, we have student loans, and we have car title loans. All things you need for a job. You need your car. Your education was supposed to be because you get a job. And then, of course, your payday loan is you need a check to be able to get the payday loan. You need a job. All need a job. And if you can't get a job and you already took these things out, well, now how do you pay those things back? You can't. Oh, there's derivatives tied to these things. They break. Okay, what ends up happening to the market? Over time, once all the exuberance is over, the market will correct itself. It needs a correction, and it will correct. This is death by 1,000 cuts. We're getting ready there. We're getting there. And when I say this, look at this. Again, I'm looking at crypto and saying, where are the physical jobs? If it's not crypto, what else I got? Because look, fully automated, hands-free farm will replace workers. And I just tell you there's a pizza place that has nobody in the pizza place? Yes, I just showed you that today. Go back in the video and rewind. For those of you that are new, I just showed that there's a whole pizza shop that's completely automated. So where's the jobs? There are none. Unless it's 15 and below. Can you survive on that if you're already making $30 an hour? No. What does that mean? You're going to lose your home. Reset. You're going to lose your car. Reset. Oh, wait, you had title loans and all this stuff tied to that? Well, now you got, oh, but I'm bankrupt. Reset. Oh, I need a job. Well, we're looking at your finances, and it doesn't seem like your finances. You can't get a bank job because you had to file bankruptcy, and that doesn't look good. And yeah, see, you can't get certain jobs if you have certain debts. They don't tell you that, do they? I found that at the bank. They're like, oh, we have to look at your records to make sure. I've worked at First Data, another big enterprise level financial institution. And I had to have a background check on my finances just to make sure that I wouldn't be trying to pillage nothing in the software, that I was financially sound. So we're being put in a place where there's walls coming up. Like the trap is set. Like the trap is setting up. Like everything, the walls of the traps are going up, and people can't see it. And then they look at crypto and like, oh, but crypto is fake. Where's your jobs? If this is legal tender for all debts, legal tender, then how do we pay our debts? Well, you have to get paid in paper. Well, if I can't get enough paper to pay my debts, then how do I pay my debts? Well, I can't. Well, isn't my taxes supposed to be? Well, I can't pay my taxes because I don't have no job because I need you to pay. See, it's a game. The job is the core of it, or how you're earning. Your earning potential is the core of it. U.S. labor shortage, the big break AI needs. See, is the U.S. labor shortage the big break AI needs? Yes, it's not AI though, because we don't have artificial intelligence. We have manual or machine learning. Now, machine learning or even manual processing or automated processing or pre-programmed processing, anything, workflow processing, all of that can be built right now without the need of AI. And even if you put a little bit of AI in there, it will still destroy more businesses and more jobs. Does that still give more room to crypto or less room to crypto? All I do when I look at the news and say, do I see more room or more space for cryptos win, or do I say less space for cryptos win? If I see more ways crypto's gonna win than in the business space, then in my business, this is separate from crypto. This is business news. So the AI for business is just giving me business news. And as I'm going through, I'm like, okay, smart chain, three major ways supply chains are broken. Yeah, blockchain is fixing this. Surging food prices fuel 40% jump in global hunger. Increased prices from the UN, United Nations. So this is a global problem. Okay, so what I'm seeing at my supermarkets happening everywhere. Is Bitcoin going to be more than the US dollar? It's already more than the US dollar. Is it going to go up even? No, it's going to go higher. How do I know? Oh, it's only 21 million of it. And a whole country called El Salvador made it legal tender. How many people in El Salvador? Millions of people. So if everybody got $5 and millions of people, that's 5 million Bitcoin off the Rector. So if there's only 21 million, how are they getting 5 million of it? They'd have to spend a lot of money for that, or mine it themselves with volcanoes like they're doing. See, where are they going to get revenue? The blockchain. What? The digital infrastructure, transaction processing. Processing transactions is the new world currency. How many computers are in your home able to do manual transactions? How many virtual worlds is your products in earning you revenue streams? How many places is your music streaming in multiple multiverses in which you have multiple music and multiple things all over multiple verses? How much money? That's how this works. Or it's how many hours are you working on freelancer.com? How many hours are you working on fiverr.com? Because, we are only doing, fiverr.com. If I need a developer, if I need a WordPress developer, let me see. I want some full website creation. No, hold on. No, go back. I just saw it. I want somebody to set up the whole installation, install my fix my WordPress issues. I'll create a WordPress. No. Give me the best selling. Yeah, give me best selling. Business. All right. Specialization is business. Boom. So now I've got this. Now I've got a list of people. $50, $10, $25. I will develop custom WordPress website. So $25, I can get my whole website done. You think I'm going to go to the $145 person? No. I'll go to the $45 person. Or see all these $5. Give me anybody that has, hold on. service options. Is there a way? Seller details. Yeah, I was gonna say who has the best review. Oh, here we go. Top rated sellers. Boom. Right? So only give me the top rated sellers. So now I've already cleared out all the people that aren't important, the top rated sellers, and I can now get a WordPress site done for $10. I, ladies and gentlemen, will not ever do your website for $10. I charged my clients thousands of dollars, spending hundreds of hours. No, I'm working by myself. They might have teams of people that are working in places where they can afford to do that. $10. You can't compete. This is your life in the freelance world. This was a dummy mission for me. So I was like, well, this don't make no sense for me to do this. I mean, he can, he got 32 people to do that. Right? But 3 people came up and got $5 work done. 699 people went and got some $30 work done. See? 32, 699, 70, 30. See, the lower your rate is the more people that'll actually sign up for you. So 179 people, he did $45. 145. I'm pretty sure he increased that price over time. 1,000 people, $10. 1,000, $10. That's a lot of work, man. A lot of work. So yeah, that's why you got to take your money that you make and you got to put it in something that earns interest, and that interest has to pay for your lifestyle, right? Because you've got to beat inflation, right? Earning interest, right? Bitsgap. That's why I keep showing y'all that. Right to repair moves forward. So now they're going to let you build hardware. This is going to be a new revolution of saying that we can now take any hardware and now Frankenstein what we want. With the right to repair, we'll now have a right to disassemble at some point. You're not the only one who's had enough. 95% of the workers are considering quitting. Remote workers are moving out of big cities. Target closing in San Francisco early in response to theft and safety concerns. We go to hardware. Most U.S. homes are energy vampires. They're going to change that. But they're also 3D printing a whole neighborhood because LA is talking about they want 500,000 houses by 2029. For whom? For what jobs? Doing what? What growth do we have? What serious growth do we have? Here we go. I found something in Traders, right? So for stock exchange stuff. Discovery that sparked a new Canadian gold rush. This is what I was talking to you earlier about when I said, y'all believe in gold? Really? Gold is a thing that you still believe in this day? What Star Peak reported is found its first discovery announcement on May 4th. Wasn't just gold. It was evidence of something that's been eluding miners for a century. A VMS, volcanic massive sulfide deposit with rock containing multiple base metals, including zinc, copper, silver, and gold. Now I think it's just been de-risked further because they found more metals. Presence, above 400, and then it's all the zinc, all the stuff that they found from their find, right? So that's just basically what they found. So when you look at blockchain, when you look at all the other stuff and you see all that, how can we compare the emerging risks of 2020 to the roaring 20s? Right now, every single person is taking their checks, taking some of it and sticking it right back into a market. What ends up happening when you do that is next year, those people have to do earnings. Because you didn't have nowhere else to stick your money, you stuck it in stocks. Now, because you stuck it in stocks and you stuck it in that stock, he now has to have earnings make that stock. Every quarter, he needs to be on pace to make those earnings. If he doesn't, he says, unfortunately, we've missed earnings. When you have missed earnings, now all of a sudden your stock begins to drop. See the hustle? Now they got all these people thinking that the stock market's going to be okay. Now I have skin in the game, so where I'm talking from is my pistivity at the fact that a good portion of revenue is locked for the next 10 years due to the stock market. I hate frozen liquidity. But it's frozen because when you have a market crash, well, you can't pull the stocks out at the current value price because now you don't lose money until you cash out, right? So if I have the value, I have to wait till the value goes back up. If the assets or underlying assets still make sense, then it still makes sense. Some of the assets still make sense, but not a lot of them. But there's no choice. And after a crash, it typically takes anywhere between 5 to 10 years before we get back into a cycle where we're fine. We've recovered. It takes 5 to 10 years to recover from a major depression. So why do we say that? Right now, it may not feel like the roaring 20s, but nobody's working. Everybody's kind of like partying and watching TV. People are still buying things instead of cars and homes and going out to the jazz clubs and wearing their fur coats for all the people they pillaged from, the natives. They were living it up and then couldn't hold it up because none of them had financial intelligence. They had hubris. Right now, this market is full of hubris, and it's going to get its ass kicked. It's just like any punk on the street who talks a whole bunch of smack, gets smacked up in the mouth. That's the same thing that's happening right now. All these people are just flapping their money around, talking about, hey, everything's good. We ain't got nothing to worry about. The market ain't never going down, but you're going to get smacked in their mouth for lying. And that's called a crash. That's the ultimate smack in the mouth. And once it crashes, it's going to be a trickle-down effect. 3 ways I'm preparing for a stock market bubble pop. Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad warns that the largest market crash in history is approaching. SEC charges JP Morgan for operating unlisted bunch of legal jobs miss. Remember I told you Asia shares dip before inflation data. Weekly jobs law claim higher than expected. Like, there's no good news. There hasn't been none. I've been watching the markets. Why is the market up? Bond markets sell stock again. Declining dollar. Warren Buffett's toll bridge lesson. China borrows at negative interest rates for the first time. China's borrowing at negative interest rates. Black husband and wife son launching online course on investing in stock market. There's still ways to invest on the market. I just wouldn't hedge all my bets on one market. Like, I don't hedge my bet on the stock market, nor do I hedge my bet on crypto, nor do I hedge my bet on my own business. I hedge my bet on all of them, including streaming assets, residual income, subscription services. Multiple ways to make money. You got to do it that way now. You've got to think that way. If you don't, when one vein dries up, you're going to be stuck. 3 stocks on Pentagon Awards, Berkshire Slices, Wells Fargo stake. Yeah, Wells Fargo is getting cut. That's why they're having problems. Currency war is the last thing this world needs, but we're having one not only in the physical world, but in analog. So, again, we've got a lot of problems to deal with physically. The business is proving it. And even in tech, we got some transitions, like speed traps that are being made by with Raspberry Pis. So now you're starting to see systems being built for these boards, computers and robots made easy. Everybody's starting to make the robots, guys. I show you the stuff with the Raspberry Pis because I want you to understand it is coming. This world is a changing. Everything's about to flip. The great flippening is on us, y'all. Are y'all ready? There's 2 flippenings coming. How you make money is one flip, from analog to digital, and everything in between on digital, being in multiple digital worlds, earning in multiple digital ways. And then, of course, there's a financial flip happening. Potentially between Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also with fiat, static fiat, and digital analog static fiat, which will be US dollar coins, or what they call stable coins. Right? So the Fed, the SEC, they're going to lock down stable coins. That's going to be the way that they control the exodus of the money. But these 2 flippenings change everything. It means you no longer need them for crap except for getting your payments. And as long as you're making enough in your wallets, you can keep moving them around, whatever you need to do. They can't really control anything but US dollar coin. And then if the country decides to start pissing you off, you can always take your talents to another country. You hold the wallet. You hold the keys. So America's not going to be in that kind of golden game anymore, because America isn't America anymore. Never was, because it was never what it was supposed to be in the first place. It was homeland. It was native land. So we've got to deal with the fact that land has been usurped, and now it is at the price. I don't look at things in the way that they want me to. I look at it as, oh, everything has a price. That's fine. I can recoup. I can put digital inside the building and earn on it. What price you want for it? I can take that high dollar value on that. That's no problem. I'll take that bet. I'll bet on me and tech improving and validate and processing transactions increasing over the next 5 to 10 years. I think more transaction processing happening in the next 5 to 10 years is going to increase my need for more physical property. So me buying physical places and getting loans from the government that prove that we can earn and turn physical places into digital constructs of earnings, I think they'll keep giving us revenue for that. Do you? What's in your wallet? All right, y'all. Monday is coming tomorrow. There's going to be some big things. It's a guan. We'll look at the news tomorrow a little bit more in depth. I'm going to be digging some more info, and also going to be letting you know what purchases I make later this evening. I'll holler at you later. Y'all be safe. And as always, y'all be safe out on these streets, man.